Now look at who you
I know. Look where you are. I don't know who we're waving at. We don't know if anyone's there.
are. This is very impromptu.
Yes,
So
it is. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to do a live, and we were
yeah.
talking about doing a live, and then it turns out we could. So we were like, okay, why not?
Yeah,
So
we'll just go and whoever shows up, shows up.
yeah,
Whoever doesn't show up, doesn't show up.
whoever doesn't show up can catch it after the fact, and it'll be like, I didn't know a live was going on because we
Yeah.
usually let people know well in advance.
Yeah, like a week or
Yeah,
at least a few days. Somebody's watching.
somebody, yeah, somebody's there.
Hey,
Oh, Robert.
it's always Robert,
It's Robert
the good old trusty
online.
Robert.
Robert is online.
Hey, Robert, how are you?
Oh,
And
Jacob is there.
Hey,
Hey,
Jacob.
Jacob.
Oh, Jacob. I saw your video
Which one?
about those slabs.
Oh, yeah.
About the slabs you got from CGC. Oh, my heart broke with you. Because I was watching it. I almost had to turn it off. It was almost one of them, I can't watch this videos. I'm laughing
Hopefully,
now,
I'm just
but
got fingers crossed
yeah.
that when they fix that you'll be able to retain the grades. I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope none of the books got damaged. I
Mhm.
know the slabs were damaged and all that, but I hope your actual books didn't get damaged because boy, I was hurting. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to turn this off. I can't watch no more. It is like book after book, and I'm thinking,
Yeah, it's almost the
okay,
whole
to be
case. It was like 23
one
out
or
of
two
25.
yeah. I'm thinking it's gonna be one or two books.
Yeah.
It was all of them, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was heartbreaking.
Yeah, that sucks. All the effort
video.
that, when you put a lot of effort in your hobby, we totally get it,
Yeah, because it's not a cheap hobby. And yeah, you send your books in and you work hard to save the money and do whatever, get the books pressed and clean. If you got them pressed and clean, you
Mhm.
send it in, and
I
this is
think he
how it
does that
came
himself
back.
too.
Yeah, but still you put forth time and effort to
Yeah,
do it,
absolutely.
you
He
know?
says that because I gave him that Ghost Rider. He
Oh,
says that he tried to press it and send it in and still got an 8. Well,
oh.
it is, but it is still a rare book.
Hey
It is still a
Brandon,
rare
how
book.
you doing?
Oh, and Robert's asking about Hobo because remember Hobo has been very sick.
Oh yeah,
He's doing good now. He's doing good
Hey
now.
LJ.
LJ's there.
Yeah, he's doing good now.
He had an infection as well as the intestinal worms. And because you saw in the picture, I don't know if I showed that part. His eyes were seeping. And it was actually blood in the mucus. He was terrible, but yeah, he been medicated for that.
Yeah.
Got the worm medication. We washed him up and everything because he smelled like he smelled like a bathtub full of urine. He smelled awful. So yeah, he's doing better now.
I know. We got our own little vet clinic going on here.
Well, we take care of a lot of strays. So
yeah, so we do whatever we have to do.
And Miss Kitty, and I mean not Miss Kitty, but poor Dusty and her surgery, and she's a tiny little thing and running around with this massive cone on and shifting and bumping into everything.
She bobbing along, bopping her head around, and we take it off and scratch her neck and do all that.
Jacob says that the books are on their way back from CGC, so
okay.
they do it. They're doing it quickly. Then
that's good. That's good because that was a heartbreaker. I can't see to read.
Oh, Robert's talking about that. He was laughing when I was talking about Josie and the Pussycats from Mezco because I'm like, it's not complete. It's not complete. The manager and the promoter were an integral part. Mm-hmm. They even went to space because sequel to that show called Josie and the Pussycats in Outer Space.
Oh,
and they go to different planets and put on their show. But I'm like, where the hell are they? They could have at least gave him the cat.
LJ said he got a cat with feline AIDS and he really stinks.
Really?
Wow. Golly. Jacob really gotta hand it to.
Oh yeah, their customer service is only I could say as much about Mondo. Yeah, Mondo.
Oh, hey, Wheels of Doom.
Mondo, it's all damage control right now. and at least they're owning the problem.
Mhm.
My argument was there shouldn't have been one, because the first time there was a problem with their figures, they should have fixed it. It just kept getting worse. This is the third figure, the third figure in a row there were problems with.
Yeah.
You should have been on it when you first started. Had a handful of complaints about the Hordak. Wait a minute, let's be careful here. Nope, just plow through.
But is it just the Masters of the Universe? Because like I got the Man Thing, the
Well, that's all they're doing right now, though.
Yeah, but they did the Man Thing recently, and they did the Joker recently.
Although the Man Things were all stuck. They didn't. Their joints didn't work very well.
Plus, it wasn't heavily articulated either. It only had like, I want to say it was supposed to have 4 points of articulation, but I only got 1 point to move.
One arm works, and when you lift his arm up, he topples over.
Yeah.
So you can't even, you don't want to raise his arms because he'll fall down.
Yeah.
He's not balanced well at all.
The Joker was fine. It didn't break.
Yeah. LJ says the cat's mean. Robert says, Hobo, poor guy. I guess I like him since he reminds me of Morris. Yeah. And the kiddies messing with the comics. Yeah, they do love boxes. They love to explore.
They like to get in the darn thing, in the comic box. They get into anything.
And Gnomsky is here.
Hey, Gnomsky. Rome Ross.
Fabio is here from Brazil.
From Brazil.
You have the
long wavy hair blowing in the wind with no shirt on, standing on the
cliff. I saw him in an interview that came to his home, and his whole kitchen. He has a massive kitchen. It's full of motorcycles because he collects motorcycles.
Oh, like little.
But he doesn't use his kitchen, and so he stores them in the kitchen because the garage is full.
Oh wait, now real motorcycles?
Yes.
Or like model kits?
Real ones. He collects actual real motorcycles. He said I got like 38 in the kitchen. That's how big the kitchen is. It was like, well, what's in the refrigerator? And he says, well, take a look. And he opens up the refrigerator door, and it's full of I can't believe it's not butter boxes. And the guy's like, this is a joke, right? And he was like, no, they give me cases of it. And I don't even use the kitchen, so I just put them in the refrigerator.
Oh wow.
Oh my god. Out of Sight is here.
Hey, Out of Sight. And
yes, it is kind of cold here. Actually, Robert says, is it cold here? Well, it's raining.
Yeah, it's raining. Jacob has to go back to work.
Oh,
all right.
Take
care.
Well, thanks for dropping in, Jacob.
Yeah, it's like in the 40s and it's raining. So we didn't get the fireplace roaring tonight.
No. Robert says it I felt so bad that happened to you with the Mondo. I got Mondo Batman and wasn't feeling it. It felt like a quarter scale NECA. That's not saying much. Still love the look, but the feet feels meh on lacking posing.
I got the Mondo Batman. For me, I don't mess with the figures. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
I can't give a review like that. My review is how it looks. I don't touch it. David handles it. I don't even touch the figures. I don't like how he handles it because he all manhandling things and moving it fast.
I'm actually not rough with it.
And it looked rough. To me, it looked rough because I bought it.
Yeah, I know. But I could grab a G.I. Joe off of here that original retail price $295 for back in the 70s and twist it up all over the place, and it's fine and never been worked on. So hell, even the Hall of Fame figures from the 90s are better. The bodies, and those were what retail less than $10.
Oh, Mr. Clean had an action figure?
Yes. Two of them, if I'm not mistaken, right? In the 90s?
I never seen it, but I'm not surprised. Didn't Funko do one?
I don't remember. They might have. But yeah, I forget who made those. But there's I think 2 different versions in their window box. Is that correct?
I'm surprised you don't have one.
Oh, Kentucky says yes.
Yes, there was 2.
I try to remember. I try to remember. Somebody was asking me, I doubt they're in here today, did they ever make anything for Burger King? Just this right here. That, of course, is the Knickerbocker Magical Burger King doll that does magic tricks, sort of. He kind of sort of does magic tricks. This is garbage.
Robert lives in Florida. I thought he lived up in New York somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I thought so.
Close enough.
Nowhere near.
Close enough.
But anyway, what's going on?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Kentucky.
What did he say?
He says he'll post them on the Facebook later.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's fine. Of course, anybody who doesn't know, it's open by chance on Facebook.
Yeah, you can post your pictures on there.
Yeah.
And we look at them.
If you're a member, Raccoon Eyes.
Hey, Raccoon. How you doing?
And really all you have to do to be a member is ask.
And David will get around to...
LJ says, let me share this live out. Sure.
Okay, cool.
Sure you can. And also, she put up a video on her channel today talking about the Ragman. Whoever heard of the Ragman?
Yeah, the Ragman comic
Ragman
from
comics.
The 70s. Because it had 3 incarnations. One from the 70s, 76, one from 91, and another one from 2017.
Which doesn't count because it's the 2000s. And the writing probably stinks.
Well, I read it online. I didn't read it, but I read the synopsis online. They changed his name and everything.
Yeah.
So they changed it up a lot. They changed it up a lot in the 90s, but it sounds like it's more interesting in the 90s than the one from the 70s.
Yeah, because they explained it better. The one in the 70s, I don't think that that they didn't know where they were going with the writing on it from what you described.
Yeah.
And so they probably just, they walked away from it when they brought it back. They were like, okay, let's try to explain this a little better this time.
Or give it a background, because in the 70s, the costume didn't have a background.
Yeah.
In the 90s, they gave the costume a background, and it fit with the character and made it fit with the character. So they did more. So I'm interested in reading the 90s version.
Yeah, the 90s version.
What is Robert saying?
He says, lost money on pre-orders, never again, only get after reviews. That's why I was looking forward to your Tom Baker review, but guess that won't happen. No, I'm not getting the Tom Baker. And for anybody who was wondering about that, because I do have the Big Cheap Studios John Pertwee, Third Doctor. And then they have this Tom Baker, Fourth Doctor, which is my favorite. Those two are my favorite. And Tom Baker even more so.
Yeah.
And it was the second Tom Baker, because they had one before, but it wasn't very good. This one, they nailed the sculpt on. The sculpt looked really good. And anybody who saw my John Pertwee review, it was really well done. It looked great. And the costume looks really good, although there's a bleeding issue with the costume. The inks, you remember.
Yeah.
Even new, taking his jacket off, you could already see his shirt starting to stain from the jacket. But so I had the Tom Baker on pre-order, and they kept bouncing it. It was like 4 or 5 times they said they were putting it back, and Big Chief is bad for that. Even before the whole pandemic nonsense, Big Chief always delays everything. That's just what they do. But they delayed it so much that the Federal Trade Commission made the holders, the middlemen, like whoever you got it through, Big Bad Toy Store, Sideshow, whatever. The Federal Trade Commission has a rule about that. It was closing in on the 3-year mark. They made them give everybody their money back on their down payments. And if you want it, you got to reorder it now. And I was just like, you know what? Forget it. I'm sick of this.
The thing I worry about with waiting for the figure to come out, if it's popular enough on the aftermarket, it'll be super expensive. Hey, John and Gilgamesh.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
It'll be super expensive. That's the thing that, and that's that FOMO, that fear of missing out. So you order it and you pre-order it, and then you wait a couple of years, and then you finally get it. And then when you get it, you're like, oh man, I don't like this. This sucks.
Yeah. Then
you end up either keeping it
or you're like,
or selling it.
I ordered this? Where the hell did this come from?
That's how I was with that Joker statue. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, good Lord. And then didn't want it until I saw it. And I was like, oh, okay, this actually ain't bad. But
Yeah.
And now that Thunder Tank is going on 2 years.
Yeah.
That Thunder Tank is going, because I looked at that the other day. I'm like, man, because I save all of the confirmations and stuff, and it was like 2020 or 2021 or something like
Kentucky
that.
said, wouldn't it be cheaper to get a 3D printer or make a design your own? Yeah, if you can do that.
Yeah, if you can do that and
If
you
you
can
have that
paint
kind
and
of
do all
ability.
kind of stuff.
And depending upon the printer too, because the quality could be just as bad or worse.
Mm.
Robert was saying, I love to see you do a review on good companies. We always hear the bad companies. Not necessarily, because remember the first 7 Mondo reviews were favorable.
Yeah.
My
Mondo was
first,
good
yeah.
at first, and then something happened along the way.
Also, my
Mezco.
review, no, so, Mezco's hit or miss. Some of them are really good, like the Conan I really liked, or the Nosferatu I really liked. The Popeye, I did this Popeye Stormy Seas. I really liked that one. There was others that I did that I didn't like the Ghostbusters set. I thought was pretty badly done. The Hot Toys, Stan Lee from Guardians 2
The
cameo.
one where he's sitting in the astronaut suit?
Yeah, the astronaut one. I like that. The articulation's kind of stiff because of this uniform, but
yeah,
I liked it. You know, it depends. Oh, Shannon is there.
Hey, Shannon, and LJ is saying something.
Yeah. What are your thoughts that Pop in a Box has stopped selling Funko Pops and are changing their format? Did they?
Really? Because I thought that's all they did.
Yeah.
Was
no,
sell
I hadn't
Funko.
heard that.
Well, a lot of companies are backing out,
and they've cut a lot of the independent retailers off at the knees too, like those pop shops and those little mom and pop operations. They don't want to deal with them anymore. And they're concentrating on the big box stores. Like as you see, half the stuff's going to either Walmart or Target now.
Yeah. Even Hot Topic and Books A Million and Barnes and Noble is getting back in there, because they always had stuff for a while.
Five Below's got exclusives coming.
Yeah, Five Below got a series, and I used to buy from Big Apple Collectible for a long time. But I stopped. But they did a good thing, because they were also selling like NECA and something else they were selling. So they had something else, but they were mainly Funko. So but I've heard a lot of stores, or like especially online stores, are getting away from Funko. And I don't know if because Funko is pulling out of them, or they're not selling as much.
They notoriously have had a hard time with Funko anyway, because we've talked to some of those independent dealers, like what's that one, Stuck in Time? Yeah, and he says that Funko kills them. They send the shipments. The big box stores get priority, so he gets his stuff so late, people don't even want the stuff anymore.
Yeah,
and then they bought him out on their pre-orders and all sorts of things. He can't move the stuff.
Yeah, I used to order from them a lot when I was heavy into Funko, but they would get their stuff literally like 8-9 months after it's been on the shelf.
That's what he said.
And on the shelf, it's already on clearance, and they still haven't gotten theirs yet. And it's like, and that was the same problem I had with Big Apple Collectible, because
they take forever.
Yeah, they take forever, and I know it's not their fault, but it's like, okay, I can get this on pre-order. I mean, not pre-order, sorry, on clearance. And so I just quit dealing with them, and I try to find it online at either Amazon, because Amazon usually cut their prices pretty good, or what's that, another one? eBay.
Yeah.
If it's cheap.
If it's cheap. Will says, I started collecting when my mom was sick. She passed 2 months ago. Collecting has been one of the things that keeps me going. Well, you gotta put your focus in something. Yeah. And if you have a hobby that you enjoy, that can help a lot in life. Actually, it helps a lot of people keep their minds straight. Robert says Mezco has good stuff, but I never get stuff. Since Let Me Down, Universal Monsters look like Mezco best stuff usually takes 5 years to come out and way too pricey. Yeah, Mezco is another one that's fallen way behind.
Yeah, it seems like all of those companies are starting to fall behind. Where before it wasn't that bad. You know, it was like 6-7 months you waited. Now it's more than a year, close to 2.
Yeah. And Gilgamesh says there's a vinyl figure shop at the Mall of Georgia I saw the other day. I had no idea how expensive those things are. Some of them are, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't been to Mall of Georgia in a long time, but they had that Think Geek there, and they were super expensive. At the Think Geek. So
LJ said Funko's getting crazy now. Days they fired the whole artist group and a lot of higher ups and took away all the severance pay, and Brian gave himself a $2 million bonus. Ooh, yeah. More fun in games. More fun in games.
Because the guy before, I don't know if that was Brian, but the guy that got fired, I don't know what his name was. You remember when
whoever the guy, general manager or whoever the hell was in charge there.
I forget. He had got fired after he said Funko was hurting. Then they fired him.
Yeah. And Shannon liked the eBay returns video. They said eBay is such a beast at times. Yeah, it's hit or miss, but there's a dark side to it. And one of the main reasons I actually did that video was because people, you have to understand that if you get screwed in there, you got to keep pushing. Because most people, after eBay makes their decision.
Hey, Stone Sour.
Oh, Stone Sour's here. After they make their decision and find in the customer's favor, as would happen in my case, most people will throw their hands up because they don't know what to do. They don't even realize there is an appeal process. And fortunately, the appeal process worked for me. I got that money back, but not the return shipping cost. So I still lost a little money, but it could have been a lot worse, basically.
Yeah.
Stephen Brick. Beautiful, hey, Steven. Beautiful people, beautiful collection too. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Stephen.
And LJ, I think Funko will be over in maybe 10 years, if not sooner, because of the way they're running things now. Could be.
And I was wondering, and me and David talked about it amongst ourselves. You know, once Funko bought out Mondo, is that when Mondo had their little downward turn? But you said that the Hordak figure was kind of sloppy.
The Hordak figure predates the whole Funko's connection, because I think Funko took over June of last year, which is when the pre-orders for both of the 40th anniversary figures went out.
But, my mama telling me, it's Mom. Like I don't know her name.
Hey. There could be another Daisy Wilson.
It could be.
It could.
It ain't though.
Hey, Quicksilver is here. What's up, you guys? First Eagle win now. First the Eagles win. Now I get to see you guys. Oh, I didn't know it was basketball season.
He just messing around. He know that the Eagles play football.
Do they?
Yeah.
Shannon says they put a halt to the new tax law for now. Did they?
Oh, on eBay?
That would be, well, it doesn't apply to just eBay, but yeah, that law was a load of crap.
You know, they got to make their money somehow. The man.
Yeah. How about money management instead of just, we need more, we'll take more. We manage the money properly in the first place. Let's just throw that out there.
God only want 10.
Yeah, the Bible only ever really asked for 10%.
He gonna run the world with 10.
And not even. That was just to keep the synagogue going. But LJ said he was only there to do the dirty work, and that was done. So now Brian is back, and he's on a firing rampage.
It was Brian the original guy?
I get him mixed up.
I don't know who Brian is, because he said it is back. So is Brian the original guy? I don't remember their names.
Kentucky says if Funko flatlines, I'll go back to collecting. Well, no, if it flatlines, everybody, because I swear half the people who collect Funko just think it's an investment. They'll dump it all back in the market, and you'll be cleaning them up. I'm
waiting.
Yeah.
I hope so, because there's a couple of lines that I want. It's not a lot, but it's a few of them of the older stuff that I would like to have.
K Munin is here.
Hey,
and
K Munin.
Johnny Future is here.
Johnny Future is here.
Johnny. What was Robert was saying? Oh, how's the contest going? Okay.
What contest? Oh, for the giveaway?
Contest, yeah, the contest for the giveaway. Who knows about the contest?
Yeah,
I can show it to you guys again if you want to see it. But yeah, we're doing a giveaway when it hits 10,000 subscribers, and we'll give away an original art print signed art print, vintage art print.
Vintage art print.
Captain America. It's actually a really nice piece.
Yeah.
Stone Sour says he stopped selling on eBay after getting an empty box back from a return. I even showed eBay the weight of the return label, which was 10 ounces. Original weight was 2 pounds. Somebody had commented on that video. I think they commented on the Facebook though, not on the Facebook group, that he'd sold a cell phone, and they returned it, and in the box was a bar of soap.
Oh my God!
Yeah, nice.
I've never had any. Well, I don't sell nothing, so I don't have any nightmare stories.
Yeah, K-Munin, I did hear that the Hasbro's bad fourth quarter, and well, they shot themselves in the foot when they got rid of the window box.
Yeah, that messed them up.
I know what they thought they were trying to do.
Placate.
Yeah, basically. Oh, look, we're global. We're so clean. The figures are made of plastic. I think you can put a window.
But the thing about that, the people that they're placating to don't buy their products.
Yeah. It's a fringe minority, as Trudeau likes to say, a fringe minority of people that you're pandering to, and they don't even care.
Yeah.
But the people that do care, your paying customers, have been complaining about it since you started.
Yeah.
And you didn't fix it. So, and they speak with their dollars. That's what happens.
And I'm glad, because people got power. All you have to do is stop buying.
Yeah.
Because your Facebook, Twitter, YouTube videos are not going to cut it. The only thing that cuts it, don't buy it.
Yeah.
Cut the funding.
Good people,
and they'll be like, oh, wait a minute. People ain't buying this.
People think that a clever comment on Twitter is protesting nowadays.
No, it ain't.
You have no idea. Yeah. You gotta say, you know what? I'm not buying this anymore. I'm done.
Yeah. And you don't have to tell nobody. You don't have to make a million videos saying I ain't buying it or put up posts. Just don't buy it.
Yeah, basically.
They'll get the point. After that bottom line figure goes down, they'll be like, oh, wait a minute.
Robert keeps asking me about that Sergeant Slaughter figure.
You got a Sergeant Slaughter?
No, I don't. But
what are you talking about?
The new Sergeant Slaughter, the new Hasbro's got Sergeant Slaughter back.
Oh.
And they're making a new figure, and whether or not I'm going to get it, I don't know. I probably won't.
He said he ain't buying no more new figures.
James is here.
Hey, James.
Thanks for joining us, James, on our impromptu.
James? Oh, James.
On the bottom there. Bashirs. Or Bashirs. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I don't want to butcher it.
Yeah, it said James.
Yeah, Gilgamesh. I don't get why companies want to support those that don't support them, and that's the.
Hey, Toy Sheet.
That's
Punisher.
Okay. That's the argument. Is that often especially with the environmentalist groups or whatever, name your group. Those people don't invest in your company. They're just trying to push you around, and you bent for it. So, Maz is there too.
Yeah, Maz
and Jeff,
Jesse.
Everybody's jumping in there.
Yeah, Jeff. Everybody.
Yeah, artist formerly known as Jesse Say What. It's been a minute since I've caught alive. Glad you made it.
Yeah,
because we weren't sure if we were going to do it or not. That's why we didn't announce it ahead of time. Oh, James says I did good with the name. Gilgamesh says Sergeant Slaughter looks great, but not $33 great. Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about Sergeant Slaughter?
What?
Every action figure ever made of him is not shaped like the real Sergeant Slaughter. Just throwing it out there.
He's never
been shaped like that. They got him looking like Mr. Olympia in every incarnation that's ever been done. He has never been shaped that way. He's always been kind of barrel chested.
Yeah. When you be back on the live. Okay.
K-Munin says, went to Walmart and noticed that all those plastic-free packages have only led to more theft. There was literally empty packages and cardboard inserts in the aisle. Yeah, well, Hasbro doesn't care because they got the sale. It's not like Walmart can return that stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying when they started. I mean, you're stealing stuff with the window. What do you think going to happen without a window?
The window, and it's funny. It back when we were kids.
Yeah,
it happened, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. And the people who are doing the stealing are our age.
They're adults.
They're adults. They're grown-ups stealing this stuff.
Yeah,
like come on.
And they make YouTube videos about it, bragging. Because I told you about that one guy I saw.
Oh, Ridley Cinema's here.
Hey, Ridley. the one guy that I saw, he brags how he steals the figures and return it to Walmart.
Yeah.
He steals the Build-A-Figures out.
He said it in his he said it like, on his video.
And I mean, it's like, you are so blatant with your thievery. You're gonna get on the internet, YouTube, for the world to see, and say you buy figures, Build-A-Figure, the figures with the Build-A-Figure.
I've got this big YouTube channel, bigger than this one.
Yeah,
and I'm so petty. I steal big Build-A-Figure parts
and then return it. And you tell the world on YouTube you return the figure.
I know.
Without the Build-A-Figure part. It is like, I mean, I know it's minor theft, petty theft. What do they call that? Misdemeanor.
Yeah.
But still, you're not a trustworthy. If you're gonna steal Build-A-Figure, what else you gonna steal?
You know what's funny is if you get caught stealing at Walmart, they make you take a class. You have to take an online class to get a certificate that you're not going to shoplift anymore. I don't wonder if anybody was aware of that.
That's going to stop.
Johnny Future wants to know if we saw that giant Snow White Funko Pop.
No,
not the one that we showed on the last weekly roundup. There's a different one because I know it's got like a big, tall, like acrylic box. That one.
I don't know. I ain't seen
the Glaive of Krull is here.
Hey, what's it? Grave? Whatever.
Where are you?
I can't see nothing now.
The Glaive of Krull is here.
Okay. Hey, Krull. Eric. I see Eric's name.
Eric Peter Carlson.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Collecting Sunday. Thanks for joining us. Robert was saying, what do you think of those figures of yourself? All the Hasbro do? They look like absolute shit. Okay? They do not look like you. If you order that, you will be disappointed. And they are like, what, 3 times, 4 times the price of the regular figures?
They're expensive. Guy in the mall around here that do the 3D printing of you.
It won't be an action figure, but they do like a statue or something.
I think his is an action figure. Wasn't it? I don't know what it was, but we was in the mall and he had some of the ones he did on display. It looked interesting, but it didn't look kind of weird.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't know the people, it still looked kind of weird. Like, I think this is like a little different from what that person.
But Hasbro's not doing a good job with those. They look terrible, and they're not cheap.
They didn't look good on the picture we saw.
Not even there. They couldn't even make the photos look good, and that should tell you something.
Because the photos always look amazing.
Yeah, the photos always look good on all these figures and statues and everything. It looks brilliant. And then you get it, and you're like, what the hell?
That's your long lost cousin.
Ridley says he saw the recent eBay video. It wasn't still. I started increasing my monthly buying from eBay. That there were problems. I buy something, but it doesn't ship, and after 2+ weeks, I get antsy. Yeah, I would too.
I get antsy after 4 days.
Yeah,
all I do is I send the person a message. Hey, can you give me a update on the status of when you're gonna ship my stuff? And then they'll send me I shipped it the other day, and then a couple hours later you'll see shipping label has been created because they forgot about it. But just give them a little gentle nudge.
Yeah, and then file a complaint.
No, I don't file. I filed a complaint on eBay. I've never filed a complaint on eBay.
Oh, good. Well, I know because it don't take much.
No.
But what was it? Kentucky Mud. That's funny. Yeah, it is. It's an online class. If they catch you shoplifting in there, you have 2 options. When they put you in the office, we can call the police, or you can sign up for this online class. And you sign up for the online class, and you do whatever you do, and they give you you get a certificate that you print out. Oh, look, I'm a better person now.
The Walmart, some of the Walmarts around here got armed guards. They got police officers armed.
Yeah,
walking
that's
around
getting to be bigger and bigger.
And greeting you at the door.
Or the private security people. And the ones that get out here are nuts. The guy at Walgreens. And because I was looking at him, 3 pistols, and I counted what did he have? Like 14 magazines,
Man,
and the full tack, the
he
bulletproof
was
vest, and
not at
everything.
Walgreens getting a prescription filled. This
No,
dude
he was
was
walking
the
around. He's got his
security guard.
thumbs in the thing, and his thumbs in the thing, just walking up and down the aisles, making his presence known. That's what we're down to.
I was fine until that guy walked in, and then all of a sudden I did not feel comfortable anymore. Because we have Walgreens. But now I will admit the Walgreens that we were in that neighborhood.
It's on the other side of the tracks.
Yeah. And that one also has the Walmart with all of the armed guards.
Yeah, they're armed police and they're stationed at the doors.
Yeah. They greet you at the door in full SWAT uniform. And then it's a mall around here that got SWAT in the mall.
Yeah, they will, and the drones. They get the robot drones. And
no, not that one.
Not that one.
No, not that one. It's the other one. You remember we've been there, and it's like it looked like it want to be a dead mall, but then they had all these police officers walking around.
Right. On that first level, I counted 9.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's like, I mean, they got on full SWAT gear. I mean, tacked out, and it's like, why do you need this at the mall?
If you got that much trouble, you don't need a store there.
Yeah.
LJ says he's got a pop of himself. him and his buddy have a pop of themselves there.
Hey, what's that?
Art Star Confidential has joined us. Yeah, K-Munin. The problems Hasbro's having, they did it to themselves. Yeah. They shot themselves in the foot.
Ma said he liked the Galactus. Oh, yeah, he got it recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You already started doing photos with it, right? I think I saw that.
Those photos.
Yeah, the Galactus is nice. Yeah. But I did a review on that. I really like the Galactus.
I did too.
I did not care for the bonus figures though.
No.
I thought the tier figures, I thought they were rushed. They didn't look right to me. But the Galactus itself, I thought was pretty decent. I was like, oh, this is pretty nice. I like this. It was a mixed review, but I was more concerned with the Galactus than I was with the tier figures anyways. And I didn't care for the Dr. Doom head either. And it's a reference
nice.
It's a reference to a more modern comic, but I was like, you could have given me another figure, but since I didn't like the figures anyways, it doesn't matter.
I thought the figures looked rather cheap.
Yeah.
Because I think they should have gave you a Marvel Legends figure. Or that style figure. I don't know.
They are Marvel Legends figures.
But that's the size of a Marvel Legend? Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know.
About roughly 12 scale.
Oh, okay. Well, they look cheaper. They look like a Dollar General figure.
John Fronjic is here.
Hey, yeah, I said hey.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Wait. Gilgamesh says in high school, a guy I know shoplifted at Walmart when I was with him. They had the cops at the front of the store that cuffed him and took him off in the cop car. Yeah, but how long ago was that? Because they've gotten a lot more relaxed about that in recent years. Toy Chic doesn't like that eBay takes forever to pay out and people get upset because they want it sent right away. I haven't gotten paid yet. Be patient a couple of days at least. Yeah, Kurt Russell. He could pull off one more Escape movie.
How old is he? Isn't he like 80?
So that didn't stop anybody else. That doesn't stop Stallone from doing another Rambo. But
I liked him in that one. Wasn't it the Samaritan? We saw him in.
Yeah, it was predictable, but it was well put together.
I thought it was well done.
I figured it out like in the first 10 minutes. I was like, "Oh, this is what's going to happen."
Oh yeah, but, it took me a lot longer.
Well, but I could see if he got in shape for it. I could see him pulling it off. Yeah, yeah. Quicksilver says his Walgreens security looks like Barney Fife. Moz says, yeah, my favorite shot I did was Galactus about to take out the Death Star. You know what would be really cool?
What?
Moz, if you had, I don't know if you have this. I don't think you do. If you had the Unicron.
Oh, that would be nice.
Like and have the light coming out of Unicron's mouth facing Galactus, and like Galactus is reaching out for the Unicron, like they're about to. Because Unicron does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If they're about to try to absorb each other or fight each other.
Oh, okay.
Where is the Galactus? Stone Sour says it's not in this room.
No.
It's in the next room where all the Build-A-Figures I have are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, John. Yeah, John says he's sorry he's late. That's okay because we didn't. This is impromptu.
Yeah, we didn't plan for
We
it.
weren't sure we were going up or not, and we
No.
just kind of ended up doing it.
Oh, Raccoon said she loved the
love Kurt Russell's screen test for Han Solo. Oh, yeah,
he was supposed to be Han Solo.
I think so, and Tom Selleck was supposed to be Indiana Jones. That would have been interesting. That's what the joke is about Rescue Rangers. You ever notice Rescue Rangers? One wears a Hawaiian shirt and the other one wears a leather jacket and a fedora. It's Tom Selleck and Harrison Ford.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah,
that's what
it's a nod
meaning?
to it's an Easter egg for Tom Selleck and Harrison Ford.
I like him as Jesse Stone.
Oh, Moz says he has the Transformers Armada Unicron. That might work. Okay. I just thought, you know, the HasLab one is so much bigger, and it would, you know,
it's probably the same scale.
As far as the conformity, it might look better to have a bigger Unicron. But you might could do something with that, or even with Unicron in the distance, maybe looking over Galactus's shoulder as he's facing it. Something there's some opportunity there, I think. Now I'm telling Moz how to take pictures.
I know, right?
But no, I mean,
the man is a professional photographer.
It might be a good idea. It might be an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Ridley says they had the private armed security at my local DMV, but no one likes going to the DMV anyway, so they probably expect. Yeah, I mean, there and at they've always had them at the Social Security office.
Yeah, Walmart.
But it's Social Security police. But they've always been at the Social Security office. Most DMVs have had a police officer.
And they, of course, they got them at the bank.
Moz says the HasLab Unicron's going for $2,000 now. Woo-wee. Yeah, you need to find it on Craigslist.
Yeah, then it'll be smashed to bits. Or when you go pick it up, the person follows you home. You know they do that.
Yeah, really. That's expensive. I didn't get that. James says, saw Harrison Ford on 1923. Took me forever to realize it was him. 1923?
It's a TV show. I thought it was 1919 or something. But I think it's a TV show. But I thought the numbers were different. I didn't know he was in that. Yeah. We don't watch.
We don't watch that. We don't watch a lot of modern shows. Most of it, some of you probably are aware. We watch classic television, older shows.
Oh, Yellowstone, 1923. Yeah. Oh, they went back like a prequel. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And there you have it.
Yeah.
Everybody here entered the contest? I'm just curious. You don't have to, but I'm just asking if anybody has entered it. John doesn't like the McFarlane Superpowers figures. A lot of people liked that they were cheap.
I want to see.
Johnny Future says he loved the video on the soundtracks. Moz, you don't know about the contest? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, well, you got to go watch the video.
I'll show you.
Yeah, the soundtrack one. I like soundtracks, but they don't make soundtracks.
Not good ones. No. See, I've got this right here, this giant envelope, which means I'll have to ship this flat and carefully.
You can roll it up.
I am not rolling this up. And this is from 1987.
Is that vintage?
Yes. It's more than 20 years old. It is vintage. I'll open this up and I'll show you. And it is an 18 by 24 Captain America art print signed by the artist, signed and numbered. And it's really perfect. It's in the original shipping envelope. I don't know how they shipped that, but Moz says he remembers now. Oh, see? But of course, this is in a giveaway, and it's just like a thank you to the subscribers, basically. And
Robert said in the contest you should win the cat. You can get all of them.
We don't have the babies.
No, we get we put them up for adoption.
Yeah, they went out like immediately because
as soon as they got them, the next day they were gone.
Yeah, they're kittens and they're healthy and they're cute and they went fast. And yeah, now I'm heartbroken.
Yeah, so now all we got is 3. Well, 4. Sorry,
3.5. Because Uncle is in and out.
Yeah, he
Uncle
about
is
to
in and
get
out.
gone too.
Well, we
He
gotta
gonna get
rehome.
himself
We gotta
together.
rehome him too.
Yeah.
But and then of course the menagerie at the back door looking for handouts.
Good movie had
Oh,
a
the
great
glaive
soundtrack.
of Krull says, I won your contest before, the Pillsbury Doughboy. Am I eligible?
Nope. I'm joking.
Yeah, you can enter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You enter, we put your
Yeah,
name in the hat.
I am not worried about it. You know, if you can enter more than once, that's fine. There's a couple of people like oh, he's not in here tonight, is he?
Who?
Black Knight.
Oh yeah, he's won
That
a
was
couple.
that's a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He won like some Star Wars figures.
Queen of the Dam is a good soundtrack. Kentucky Mud says musical Meet Me in St. Louis. You should watch that. Oh, I never heard of that one.
Ridley says
Top
that the
Gun.
NECA Planet of the Apes figures have gone up.
Oh,
Prices, yeah. NECA Planet
Mm.
of the Apes.
NECA had Planet of the Apes figures?
Yeah, that's right. LJ also won some things. So he'd won
some years
before,
back.
yeah, some time ago. So yeah.
Urban Cowboy has it. Urban Cowboy, isn't that the one with Dustin Hoffman where he got sick and died on the bus? Wasn't that the one? They were going to Florida.
I think.
Wasn't that?
I think so, because Rhinestone Cowboy was.
That's a poem.
Rhinestone Cowboy was John Travolta, right? I think. Ma says, "Where's the best place around here that has Mezco in stock?" Ooh, I don't know.
You know, it was a while ago we were there, but at the Pendergrass flea market, it was a guy, and he had a booth with nothing but Mezco. That's all he had, and it was a decent sized booth, you know, a big booth, and he had all Mezco figures. Now, again, that was a while ago. Is he still there? I don't know, because we haven't been to Pendergrass in a while. But he had figures, and I want to say we recorded it.
Yeah.
Because I remember him telling us to tag him in the video. So in his, and we put his name and store name and all of that stuff there. So I know he had a lot.
Okay. Nomsky says John Travolta is Urban Cowboy, and Rhinestone is the Sylvester Stallone, but not Rhinestone Cowboy.
Oh.
And Midnight Cowboy is the one that you're thinking of.
Oh, okay. I know it's something about a cowboy.
Too many cowboys. It gets confusing.
Johnny telling a joke talking about Stallone wants Rocky to be a musical. Is that are you?
I hope not, because that sounds kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Is he gonna sing in it?
Does he sing?
He does.
Really?
Yeah, he sang the soundtrack to the prototype to Rocky, because he did a film very, very similar to Rocky a few years earlier than that, but it was like professional wrestlers instead of boxing.
Oh, okay.
And he sang in that. And Ridley says, "What's a figure line you own you expect to never likely be able to complete?" Probably the vintage Star Wars.
Yeah,
because I used to have them all the American carded versions, anyways. Star Wars Empire, Return of the Jedi, all mint on the card. But that's back when you could still get them at KB 3 for $1. And you know that collection was all stolen. And now that stuff's a fortune. How much is a mint unpunched card 12-back Luke Skywalker going for these days? You know, I'll never find that again. So yeah,
unless you hit the lottery.
Yeah, if I win the lottery. So if anybody wants to send me their lottery tickets,
I know. Somebody won that $1 billion.
Eric Pete, wasn't me. Eric Peter says Midnight Cowboy was with Hoffman, and Raccoon Eyes talking about Clint Eastwood, Honky Tonk Man.
Is that the one where he was the police officer in the strip club?
No. Oh. Honky Tonk Man is the same as. It's the same type of plot as Over the Top and Real Steel with
I
the
didn't see
kid
Real
and the
Steel.
kid's being kept from him, and then he goes with him, that kind of thing. Only in Honky Tonk Man, he was a singer, and in Over the Top, he was driving the truck.
Yeah.
You get the idea. And the last one was Real Steel, but they with what's his name? The guy who plays Wolverine. But they took that and they merged it with the concept of Rock'em Sock'em Robots because it was a Hasbro production. Say it will just same as Battleship. Battleship's based on the game.
Okay.
And Real Steel's based on Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but they used the plot from Over the Top, which of course is the plot from Honky Tonk Man. Everybody confused yet?
Yes.
Hugh Jackman. Thank you, Gilgamesh. I couldn't think of his name. Jeff says, I'm looking for 5 loose complete Star Wars Empire Strikes Back figures at this point.
No musicals.
Bespin, Luke, Hoth, Han, and Chewie, maybe the droids. I wouldn't mind having them loose, but I had them in on the card. And they were unpunched. I got the most perfect cards I could possibly find. And that's why I'm like, ugh, Thundercats. I wonder if I'll ever get the Thundercats again. I had a couple of figures people never even heard of. People still don't believe that there was such a thing as a Luna Lasher Mumra figure.
Yeah.
Every Which Way But Loose was Every Which Way But Loose, and then the sequel, Every Which Way You Can, right? Those were fun.
I think I saw those movies. I'm not sure though.
They were fun with the biker gangs were hilarious.
Yeah.
Jeff says he's an out of the box guy. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, it's only 7:30.
Is it?
I was looking because I got an auction.
Yeah, she's got an auction that she has to keep an eye on.
I had a baby.
Yeah, Kentucky. I had a minty fresh. They look like they came out of the case. I mean, when do you anybody want to throw me a mint on mint card vinyl Cape Jawa? Because I'll never get that again. You know, that's how it is sometimes.
Oh, David.
Yeah, well, it's all right. You know, I had my moment and I started building again. It put me off collecting for a long time though.
I bet it did.
Yeah, it did. I didn't want to do anything. And see, now people want to know what your auction is for.
I got some comic books.
Oh no, comic books.
Yeah, gonna be closing. So
Johnny says it's not a joke. He doesn't think Stallone would be in it, just producing it.
Oh, why would they do that? I like what they did with Creed. I think they did a good thing, and they got the Creed 3 coming out. That's going to be coming out. I hope it's still as good as the first two. The first one was really good. The second one, not as great as the first, but I liked them both. I thought they were both really good. And I'm not really a Rocky fan, of the movie, but I thought Creed was good. I thought that guy did a good job.
Yeah.
What name is Jordan?
Baby
Jordan.
Creed.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Baby Creed. You remember the scene?
No.
Oh, from the first film, somebody said, "Hey, Baby Creed," and he flipped out and started throwing punches because he took it wrong.
Oh.
Jeff says losing a collection like you did is horrible, but the new memories from your new collection, I hope, outweighs the bad. That is what it is. I'm not angry about it. I'm over it now.
Yeah.
I was angry about it for a while, but I'm over it now. I don't get jealous of other people's collections or anything like that because there's no point.
Yeah, you just got to move on.
Yeah, I'm happy with what I have.
Yeah.
And working on the new collections. K Munin says the only Star Wars figure I want is the new Black Series Alia Secura, the last wave with a plastic window. After that, done with Star Wars. Oh.
I wonder if they're going to go back
and
do the windows again. Because they do the windows on those G.I. Joe figures. You remember we saw like the Destros and the Lady
when
J
they put
and
a
all
carded
that.
figure out, it's still got a bubble.
Yeah.
It's still got a blister. So make up your mind, Hasbro.
Yeah. So if they lose enough money, maybe they'll backpedal.
Yeah, maybe. But then they may have frustrated enough of their clientele that it may not help.
Because
that
once
happens.
People get pissed off,
you're like, oh, see, now I haven't been collecting them, and now you're going to do this, and all right, well, screw it. Yeah, Ridley says they killed the in the box collector market. For some people, it did. If they started out with them in a box like that, people would,
yeah, people wouldn't care.
They wouldn't know one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
But since they started like that, changing it so drastically upset upset their customer base. That's
Yeah, they like to play too many games.
Nomsky says he's done with the Star Wars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Ridley says, imagine David time traveling to the past to steal his old Star Wars figures from himself.
Or at least tell yourself, hey, man, you're going to need to watch out because somebody coming along that's going to steal all your stuff.
Put these in a storage.
Put these in a storage. And hide the key.
Glaive says, you need the windows on the Joes. The recent Recondals all had messed up mustaches at my Target. Yeah, I'm pretty picky about paint. Hey.
It's your money. You need to be picky.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't blame you. Robert said 6 Star Wars, but still fond of the original characters, even the Lucas prequels. The original prequels, it's not that bad. I think what poisons it is Jar Jar's presence in the first film. They could have done completely without having Stan Laurel in the movie, because that's what it felt like, stumbling around, being a jackass and sounding Jamaican. It was just ridiculous. It was like, what are you trying to prove here? That was his idea of the comedy relief, but he didn't need to do that. If you're going to have a dramatic film, it's okay to have comedy relief, but you have to keep it subtle, which is R2-D2 and C-3PO's original function.
Oh.
They're bickering with each other, which is just really a take on Dr. Smith and the B9 robot from Lost in Space, because that's what they did, and that kept that show lighthearted. R2-D2 and C-3PO kept the original trilogy lighthearted. Just something subtle like that, because everything else is going on, and these two are cackling like a 80-year-old couple in a McDonald's. But he overdid it. But yeah, the original trilogy is still the best as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, Robert didn't like Jar Jar. Misa think Jar Jar was okay. Shame on you. And John's right about the classifieds too. I think for me, why I stopped getting them at all was because of the Target exclusives.
Yeah,
the Cobra Island stuff. It was never there, and I was like, screw it. Oh, LJ says he's got to go.
Oh, well, thanks for joining us.
Robert liked Mandalorian and Obi-Wan, the shows.
We heard they were pretty good.
Yeah, well, Mandalorian, I heard there's a lot of back and forth about Obi-Wan. Some of it was okay and some wasn't, but we didn't see it. So, and then Ridley said most collectors I know don't throw the boxes away. So how much plastic is really being saved? None. Plus, you can make it. You can make plastic out of like corn syrup, and because I've seen this in like organic food sections and stuff like that. Certain of the bottles are made out of, it says this bottle's made out of corn syrup, or this bottle's made out of some kind of vegetable oil, and it will decompose. So they could do something like that. I don't know. They could figure it out. It's not that critical.
They can quit pretending to care.
Yeah, they could quit pretending to care, because it's not that they think that it's better, and it's not that they're trying to save the customers money, because they sure did raise the prices anyway.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just the way the world is today. Yeah, Gilgamesh says subtle is a lost art in movies.
All these movies are just getting too blatant with whatever they're pushing and whatever agenda they got. And it's like, quit doing it.
Yeah.
Quit forcing stuff. And that's why people are backing off of the Marvel films nowadays, because of how they pushing stuff and trying to make an issue.
James wants to know thoughts on the Ewoks Battle for Endor and Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure.
What is that?
Those were made for TV movies that aired on ABC in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
And that was targeted at trying to maintain interest in a younger audience. That was the function of that. That's why the main characters are children in those films, if I remember correctly. I haven't seen that in forever, so I can't tell you. I don't remember if they were well written or not. But yeah, that was the idea, and I think that's also what he was going for with Jar Jar. It just didn't work.
And the thing that they're doing now with a lot of the modern TV shows and movies is that they're changing it, and they say that they're gearing it to a younger audience, and it's like, even if you made it for a younger
They ain't
audience,
watching it.
yeah, are they going to even watch it? Do they even care? Because a lot of young people don't care about superhero movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
And traditionally, a younger audience will gravitate towards a well-written adult-themed film.
Yeah.
Show me the younger audience references in the original Star Wars. There isn't one. And who loved it? Kids.
Yeah.
They were all ages, really, because it was
Yeah.
a phenomenon at the time. It was a cultural phenomenon, as I'm always saying. But the children loved it too. There were no kids in that movie. Luke was technically an older teenager,
Okay.
but he didn't come off that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was naive and a little annoying at times, actually. But that's how the character was written. He was supposed to be guided, and that was the point.
Mm-hmm.
But kids loved it. Show me the kids in Indiana Jones.
That little boy.
That was the second film.
Yeah.
Short Round, and that was more of a horror film almost. But
I like the little boy.
The original Indiana Jones, there were no kids in it. Kids loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to, they're fooling themselves if they think they're targeting a younger audience by doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cam Union says, "Can we not talk about Jar Jar?" Oh no. No, we have not seen the trailer for Cobra Kai season 6. We didn't even see season 5.
Did we see season 4?
I don't think so. I don't
what was
remember.
Season 4 about? Wasn't that the one where they combined the groups, the Cobra Kai and Eagle Fang or whatever? Isn't that?
Yeah, the tournament had just happened, and then
that was in season 3, right?
What's his name went to jail at the end.
Yeah, but that was season 3, right?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Well, that was the last thing I remember seeing. I don't know. That was season 6? Godly.
Ridley says they wish they knew about the Dune franchise years ago.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of figures.
I read that when I was a kid.
Mm.
I read the books. Yeah, John says a lot of younger generations are hooked on social media and online platforms. Yeah, they're addicted.
They're addicted, and their attitudes and behavior are pretty bad because of it, I believe.
Yeah, because they don't learn how to interact for real.
Well, they also don't learn how to interact, and they don't learn how to accept rejection, because
rejection is part of life.
Yeah, but they don't know how to take it when somebody say no or turn them down or whatever. So then they tear up, like that one guy with the 12-year-old boy that tore up the mama apartment because he couldn't play video games.
Yeah, that was a while back.
Yeah, but still, he was told no. He don't know how to act.
He wrecked the whole apartment. That's true.
Every room in the house.
Nomsky says Cobra Kai is the only current show I watch. Good stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and again, I use them as an example a lot because that is an example of picking up where you left off. Instead of trying to change things or trying to alter things, it really feels like they sat there and talked about it and talked about what the fans have been talking about, because they address a lot of the speculation that fans have had for decades about how Danny's really the bad guy and stuff like that. And they address all of that.
Yeah.
And they found as many original people as they could that they could involve in the show. And I mean, there are younger people in it, but it still holds to the original storyline.
Yeah.
Instead of altering it or changing things or adding things that were never there.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these new shows like to do.
Or they totally reboot the new show.
Yeah, it's proof that it can be done.
Yeah.
You can pick it up wherever something left off and not ruin the franchise. And that's the problem. Again, viewing it as a franchise instead of acknowledging it for the cultural phenomenon that it was when it first came out, and figuring out why
people like it.
What was the appeal? Let's repeat that. If we make money off of it, good. But they're like, no, how can we squeeze this? And that's why Disney kills almost everything they touch now. they ruin it.
Disney been ruining stuff from the 90s.
Amazon too now.
What? No, Amazon don't do
Lord
too
of
bad.
the Rings.
Oh well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
But those other shows they got are pretty good. Like Terminal List was great. Reacher was good.
Yeah.
Night Sky was good.
Yeah.
Those three.
And then they did the Lord of the Rings, and it's like $1 billion money pit. $1 billion they
and
lost.
Willow. Didn't they do Willow?
Are they doing Willow? Because Willow, people are
somebody did
people
Willow.
are hating that too.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was them or Disney, but somebody did Willow and nobody likes it.
Yeah. Oh, where am I here?
I don't know,
lost my place.
I can't see.
Yeah, Ridley says the 6 scariest words in history. Wait till your dad gets home. Yeah, once upon a time.
Yeah.
Cam Unit says the TikTok generation has super short attention spans. No wonder the GPAs are dropping. Hopefully they don't get jobs flying planes. Well, they won't have to. You put it on autopilot, and then you just sit there like this all night.
Yeah, but you still got to land it.
You still got to land it.
I guess you can get your attention to focus for the time it'll take for you to land.
If they have the landing app on the phone, they can do it.
Just hold on a second. Trying to make the planes where it'll land themselves now, because really all the pilots do anymore is take off and land.
Yeah,
and I think they're trying to make it.
Unless they need a course correction, yeah, I think that's about it.
Something happened, and then the tower call and say, "Hey, you need to do something else." But outside of that, plane run itself.
John wants to know if we remember Brian Keith from The Parent Trap and Family Affair. That sounds familiar.
The name sounds familiar, but I never saw either one of them movies.
Yeah. Ridley says Willow is Lucasfilm, so yeah, Disney Plus.
Oh, there Disney, you go. Yeah.
Man, people are mad at that show.
Well, people are mad with a lot of stuff now because I've been seeing stuff about Marvel and how that is falling to pieces. DC films are falling to pieces, and how James Gunn got up in there and he made all of these changes, and of course what he did with Henry Cavill, and people are upset about that, how he's going to reboot the whole Superman and make him into a younger guy. I guess covering his teenage years, like Smallville, basically,
to attract the younger generation.
Yeah.
When you were a kid, did you care how old Christopher Reeve was when you watched Superman?
And how many people watched Smallville? I mean, Smallville was Superman as a teenager.
Yeah.
Did people watch Smallville?
Well, I think they did, but you know what I mean.
I mean, yeah.
The George Reeve in the original Superman show, he was a much older guy, but kids didn't care. They loved that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I saw something about they got a black Superman, and I'm wondering if they're gonna put him in another universe. There, I saw the guy for it. That's that they're talking to about doing it. And it's like, man.
Robert says Brian Keith was in Hardcastle and McCormick. Now I know who you're talking about.
I never seen him.
Where are we here? Darth says the new Willow is a disaster. That's what I've been hearing. I've been seeing a lot of posts. People said they can't even get through the first episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Gilgamesh says nothing's worse than the new Velma series. But it seems like the stuff's being written by people that hate these shows. Basically. It feels like it.
It makes me wonder, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to destroy Disney and DC and Marvel and all of these stuff? Because it's like, okay, you got to see by now you are losing billions of dollars on making and producing these films, and then nobody going out to see it. And a lot of people are upset because Avatar is over $2 billion now.
And then you have the nerve to blame the audience.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, and I saw a video, I think it's Disney. They won't hire a person that knows anything about the history of the character. They don't even want you working for them. They want somebody that knows absolutely nothing to write.
And if you're into it, you'll love it. And you'll want to do it. You'll want it done right. That's the thing.
Yeah, but it's like, do they even care that they're losing billions of dollars? It doesn't seem like it. It seems like their whole goal is to destroy the legacy of the company that they're working for. That's what it looked like to me.
Oh, Easel Monkey says he finished watching Once Upon a Time in the West for the first time. My goodness, the harmonica guy is incredible. Charles Bronson. Charles Bronson was the harmonica guy. It was an all-star cast.
He plays the harmonica?
Well, you have to see the way he does it in the film. There's a reason he plays the harmonica. He plays it really weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonky.
Oh.
But there's a specific reason. Because I don't think you've seen the film. I don't want to blow it. It's one of the best. It's up there in the top 10 list of spaghetti westerns. It's really well done.
Mm.
But yeah, when he talks to the Cheyenne men, he was like, I saw 3 of those coats at the train station. In the coats were 3 men, and in those 3 men were 3 bullets. And he was like, nonsense, nobody shoots Cheyenne men. That's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good movie. Ghost Junk says, going to listen to the sweet sounds of Open by Chance as I do renovation. Oh, Ghost Junk is here.
Yeah, he doing some renovations. Yeah. Got to put my jacket on. It's getting freezing.
Darth says they ruined Solo, ruined Lando and Han's character.
Lando is what's the black guy? Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams, yeah, originally. Mm. But Gilgamesh says that's true. Writers for Velma seem to have honest hatred for the source material. Well, they tell you they do. They practically tell you. Or the people who did the She-Hulk was sitting there bragging. Yeah. They thought it was funny that they pissed everybody off. It's not funny because you know what? You could get to a point where you're not working again.
I don't know, because it, like I said, they hired these people knowing that they know absolutely nothing. They tell you before the show come out that we're gonna ruin it, basically.
Yeah.
And they get other jobs. They don't get fired. They get hired for season 2. So, I don't know. It just seems kind of weird that how they're doing all that.
James says they're going for the tax write-off. Yeah, unless you intercept it like they did with that Batwoman movie. And you do the full write-off, but then you can never let anybody see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to have a loophole in there somewhere, and then in 10 years, it'll leak. It'll leak out in 10 years.
Where are we here? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was. John was. He was in the Magnificent Seven too. I know Hugh Brenner was in the Magnificent Seven. Mm-hmm. James Colburn was the knife thrower in the Magnificent Seven, right? That's a good movie too.
I never saw Magnificent.
It's another great spaghetti western. Mm-hmm. Not a technical spaghetti western, because a true spaghetti western it was filmed in Italy, but it's in that genre. Oh, Kaiser Kaiju is here.
Hey, Kaiser!
Thanks for joining us. Easel Monkey says that's his name, Charles Bronson. That's the actor in who was the actor in the final duel. Oh, what is his name? What was his name in the final duel? I know who you're talking about. It's the guy who has the salad dressing.
Right? Paul Newman.
I think that's Paul Newman, isn't it?
Paul Newman got one of them. Some...
Yeah, or Henry. Somebody, Glaive says Henry Fonda.
Henry Fonda. He was in that one with the motorcycle, and what's the guy named? Jack Nicholson.
Easy Rider.
Mm-hmm.
That's another good film. That's right. John says it's based on the Seventh Samurai, a Japanese film. That's right. Loosely based.
Loosely.
The core plot is similar. So there you go. Eric says there was something right about hiring older actors to play teens in the 80s. It could have been because the setbacks of having a child on set, or it could be just so hard to get good kid actors.
Yeah.
Or ones that aren't spoiled. You can ruin child actors when they grow up. They're pretty screwed up.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Hollywood source material. What's that? I know. They don't kill our source material. It's like, a character, let's screw it up.
And I've often referenced it, and that's Wrath of Khan is a great example of that, because the writer from Wrath of Khan, the head writer there, didn't know anything about Star Trek. And he was like, well, let me go and look. And he watched every episode of the original Star Trek series, and to get a feel for it, because he didn't want to write about something he didn't know anything about. And he remembered the episode Botany Bay with Ricardo Montalban, and he was like, I bet I could do something with this. Ricardo Montalban's available, right? Let's ask him. And then you get Wrath of Khan, which is easily the best Star Trek film ever done. I think so. And it was so popular that it rekindled the whole Star Trek franchise with Paramount Pictures because the Next Generation was put into production because of the popularity of that film. There wouldn't have been a Next Generation if the second film was a flop.
Mm.
And R. Joseph Grundy is here.
Hey, thanks Joseph Grundy.
Us. Oh, is it the Space Sea? The Botany Bay is the name of the ship, right? I said the Botany Bay.
Okay.
Yeah, Glaive says Star Trek 2 is the best one. I think so. Even though William Shatner and Ricardo Montalban never met. They never their sequences were filmed separately because of some kind of problem. There was some issue, and I think it was because Ricardo was still on the set of
Fantasy
Island at the time, and so he had to work it in. And he actually regretted that because he was like, with the intensity of the acting from both of them, he was like, if we could have got face to face, I think we really could have pulled something out. But you know, it is what it is. They still did a great job, regardless.
It's amazing how they can make a movie and the actors, they're in the scenes together and are never there together.
They're not actually there.
Yeah.
You know what's another good one is the original Casino Royale with Peter Sellers, not the James Bond film, even though he plays James Bond in the movie. It's a spoof of James Bond called Casino Royale, done in the 60s. And it's Peter Sellers and Orson Welles is in it as the villain. And all of their scenes were filmed separately because for some reason Orson Welles hated him. And they could not be in the same room. They didn't even film them on the same day.
That's how they did with Dwayne Johnson and what's the guy name that played Groot? Him. They couldn't stand each other.
Yeah, they don't get along at all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel. Yeah.
K Muni said he never saw Star Trek. You're not by yourself. I never saw it either. I saw one episode, and it was okay. And I just couldn't get into that show. I don't like space movies like all that. I can't get into space movies.
Yeah. Ridley says they saw Star Trek films for the first time a while back, laughed hysterically at Chekhov asking where the nuclear vessels are. Nuclear vessels, with his fake over-the-top Russian accent. They told him to do that on purpose in the original Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was like, isn't this a bit too much? They're like, nah, do it like this. But he's like this super, super fake Russian-sounding accent. But yeah, it was funny, especially considering at the time period, a Russian on a naval base, they would have been real nervous. And that's the big inside joke there. Yeah, Gilgamesh, you're right. It says he doesn't think it takes a genius to know that a person who's watched a show will have a better idea of how to write the characters. But I don't get paid to write movies, so why do I know? Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, because nowadays, you don't need to know nothing. You just need to hear the name of the character. Oh, okay, I can write up something about that.
Yeah.
Well, what did they do? Who cares?
What does he look? Yeah, what does he look like? Oh, hey, what kind of agenda do you want me to write into it?
What do you want him to be? We'll fix it. We'll work it out.
Yeah, Kaiser says, have you seen the Clone Wars? I've seen not a lot. And it was a while back. It was some years ago. I've seen a couple of episodes, but I haven't seen it since. I've seen the movie that was associated with it. Johnny says, watching 66 Batman. It's fun watching Burt Ward's over the top. Yeah, holy Batman. Both of them are everybody on that show is overacting so dramatically, but they're supposed to. And everybody wanted to be on that show. Everybody.
Oh, yeah?
The celebrity guest stars are out the door. But that's why they have the window sequence. So many people wanted to be on the show. They couldn't find parts for them. So that's why they do the bit where they're climbing up the side of the building with the rope and a window opens and Sammy Davis Jr. pops out. Or, you know, some other famous actor or singer or somebody pops out and says something to him. Hey, Cape Crusaders, what are you doing? He's like, oh, citizen, you might want to get back in the window. You know, the Joker's on the next floor up, or whatever they did. But that's how they were working in all the celebrities that wanted to be part of the show.
But that's how they were in the cartoon, the Batman cartoon that had those two actors in it. and Robin with
The
all
New
of
Adventures of Batman
the one with
from
Batmite.
the 70s. Yeah. Batmite is they hated Batmite, and they made no bones about it either because they picked on him so bad.
I forgot. I mean, I used to watch the 66 Batman as a kid, and I remember liking it.
Yeah.
But I didn't remember how much Robin used to say all that stupid stuff until we were watching the cartoon, and then I was like, oh yeah. And I used to like the narrator. I thought he was real funny, just like
it added a lot to it.
Yeah, just like with Rocky and Bullwinkle, the narrator really helps put it all together.
What's his name? The actor who was Cannon in the show Cannon.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, big guy with a mustache. But yeah, the narrator adds a lot to it. It made it extra fun. Yeah, Ridley says the joke would go over most young people's heads these days. That's why the original Mystery Science Theater 3000 is almost obsolete now, because anybody who's not around our age doesn't get half the jokes.
Yeah, I like watching that show still.
Oh, Elite Action Joe's is here.
Hey, Elite Action Joe.
Thanks for joining us this evening. Occam's Razor.
Occam Razor is here.
What shows are you guys currently watching in your weekly rotation?
David.
Well, we left off with Upstairs Downstairs, the original 70s, which is a brilliant show and has it makes a lot of interesting social and political contrasts
that's still relevant today.
Legitimate ones about the clashes between different classifications of people. So it's actually really interesting and really well done.
Yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard, although we're
Gunsmoke,
yeah, Gunsmoke, Dukes of Hazzard, but we're into the
Cody and Vance
era.
Oh, I can't stand Cody and Vance.
Boy, they tried to blow them up too good, really good. All the time they were like, these two are worse than the original Duke boys.
Yeah,
there's a reference to how they're better than the original Duke boys in every freaking episode, and they're not.
And they always making a reference to Bo and Luke.
Yeah,
always bringing them up, and it's like they're not that great.
They tried so hard, and then they when they altered the intro and put the two of them in, they're all shirtless in the scenes and stuff, and the original Duke boys never did that.
No, they ain't doing that.
It's like, come on, guys.
We watching Space 1999.
Yeah, I love that show.
And
one of the best, easily in my top 5 sci-fi shows. I love that show.
Falcon's Crest.
Falcon's. Brave Star.
Dallas.
Yeah.
In the Heat of the Night. Matlock. I had to take a break from Columbo. Columbo got on my nerves.
Columbo gets on everybody's nerves, but that's half the fun.
But the thing that got on my nerves with Columbo, okay, yeah, he solves every crime. All right, whatever. But it's always something ridiculous that comes up, and it's like, all right, it's like, come on now.
You just like seeing him annoy everybody.
It annoys you after a while. It just annoyed me. So I had to take a break from him, and now we're watching Matlock in the Heat of the Night.
Oh, Edwin is here.
And hey Edwin, how are you? And what's the other one name? Highway to Heaven.
Oh, and the original Super Friends.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like that. Xena and the boy, the water and the birds. What's name? Xena and
the Wonder Twins.
The Wonder Twins.
The Wonder Twins. Well, here's the thing. The first season with the Legion of Doom is better than the second season.
Yeah.
But they followed the same damn formula that happens on every one of these shows, where we got to attract the younger audience. So they bring in Jan and Zayna and the Monkey Gleep for comedy relief, and they're stupid.
They always
they're useless. They always do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And they get kidnapped. Like every episode, they get kidnapped.
And Batman.
And they come back to the Hall of Justice. Where's Jan and Zayna? They've been kidnapped again. You may as well send them back to wherever the hell they came from and tell them to stay there because they're useless.
But they always turn into dumb things. It's like the one can turn into an animal, the other one turns into water.
And something weird happens. He turns into water and she drinks him. and then it's like, wait a minute. How's that work?
But it's like, okay, they gotta fly, they gotta go somewhere. She turns into a bird or a horse or something.
And he turns into a bucket of ice.
Yeah, and it's like, why don't you just ride her there and then turn into water?
Or he turns into an ice swing and then Gleet freezes his ass on it. Or my favorite, he turns into an ice rocket. It's like, you bastard, you could turn into a rocket and you've been turning into like ice cubes and shit, and she's been carrying you around. What the hell? How does an ice rocket work? Where does the fuel come from?
But another part, okay, they always get caught. He can turn into water and melt yourself out of whatever you are, but they don't. They're just locked up. And it's like, why can't you get out of that? So I don't know. The Wonder Twins get on my nerves.
They're stupid. They are really stupid.
The ability is not a lame ability if they use it right. It just seems like they don't use it right.
Yeah. They have no common sense. Robert says, or Edwin says, he's watching the 9th Doctor Who.
Okay. What number are they on now?
I don't even know. 13, 14. Who knows? Kaiser wants to know what we had for dinner.
Spaghetti.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we did, actually. We have Pop-Tarts. No, I wouldn't eat a Pop-Tart.
I have never eaten a Pop-Tart.
You're not missing anything. Eric says, what did you think of the 80s Flash Gordon film? That film's fun.
I didn't see the film. I saw the cartoon.
Yeah, the 79 Filmation cartoon. Flash Gordon is worth watching. First season, again, better than the second season. Because in the second season, they introduced this little kiddish mascot that kind of sucks.
Some kind of dragon. Yeah,
it's a baby dragon, and it's like, and it makes all the freaking noise in the world.
Ooh, it
is so annoying. It's like, shut up. Who thought this would be a good idea for kids to want to watch this? And you wonder why there's no season 3. But the first season is brilliant, and it's filmed in rotoscope.
Yeah, and it's one continuous story.
The whole season is one story.
Yeah, it's real good, and it's free on Tubi. So if you have Tubi, you can watch it.
And it's filmed the way they do it is like the original serials. Mm-hmm. So there's narration and there's blocks, and then they tell you what happened last week and everything like the original serials. It's absolutely brilliant. But second season kind of blows. Toy Chic says he found the first season of Dukes of Hazzard excited to watch. It's a fun show.
It is.
It actually is. It is actually a plot, and it's goofy. But it's fun.
Because growing up, I don't remember a plot. I remember the characters. I remember the car. I remember all of the jumps. It seemed like.
Yeah.
I don't remember a plot.
Yeah.
So I thought the show didn't have a plot until we started watching it. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be stupid. It's no plot. They ain't going to do nothing. It's just going to be chasing. Because that's all I remembered. But it was a plot. And Roscoe had a good backstory. I like his backstory, but they didn't really play on it. I think they could have did more with Roscoe. But, you know.
Yeah, and the interaction between Roscoe and Boss Hogg is worth the show by itself because they are hilarious together. The way they do it, you wonder if it's even scripted.
That's what I was about to say. I would love to talk to them and ask them were their parts scripted, because the way they go on and on, it just doesn't feel like it is. And the same with Gunsmoke with Doc. When Doc is getting on like Chester.
Yeah, Doc and Chester and they're bickering.
But he gets on everybody. He gets on Miss Kitty. He gets on Matthew. And it's and the way they look, it's like they don't even know what to say next. And I think that's funny.
Display name says it was steam power.
What's that?
The ice rocket. I saw a flame, so I don't know.
I don't know what.
Graphics says Columbo was great when he's going up against like Shatner. Sometimes the guest star really helps the show. Otherwise, I agree. Yeah, I remember when Leonard Nimoy was on there.
Yeah, he was good.
And Nimoy got annoyed with him. He was like, "Oh, by the way, is there a coffee machine on this?" No. You're an annoying little man.
Some of the episodes was really good. I liked it best when he wasn't the traditional Columbo. Like when he went to Mexico and he had to help with the person that got killed by the bull.
Ricardo Montalban was in that episode.
Yeah, that one was good. When he was on the cruise ship, That one was good. Because he didn't have time to play all of the games. When he went to Europe, that one was good. But when he in the US and he got time to play all these silly games and do this and do that, then it gets kind of tedious, I think. And Boss Hogg was on an episode. He was playing himself. He had got killed. You remember with the Genius? He was in the Genius Club. Yeah. The guy that plays Boss Hogg.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right. That was a good one. Yeah. What was his name? Boss Hogg.
Sorrel. Something.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last name.
That's right. Graphic says Columbo was great. Oh, I just read that. Mm-hmm. Never mind. Robert says, I don't know, Jaina was kind of cute. Guess it was the purple spandex. What's disturbing is seeing Gleep. It was Gleep, I think, drinking Zan. That was disturbing. Yeah, because he would turn into ice cubes for his drink.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing? How does that work? Ridley wants to know if a Justice League back in the day with Michael Keaton, Christopher Reeve, and Linda Carter would have been any good. I don't know, because the Wonder Woman, I love the Linda Carter Wonder Woman, but it was kind of silly. It was kind of a silly show.
I don't remember it. I remember watching it, but I don't remember the show.
The theme song will put you on the floor because the lyrics of the theme song is hilarious. Mm-hmm. But Christopher Reeve, Superman, and Batman, and even the 90s Flash could go together.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure about the Wonder Woman, but they might could have made that work. Elite Action didn't like the Wonder Twins either.
Oh, yeah?
Kaiser says Pop-Tarts can garnish spaghetti. Yeah, only if you're Will Ferrell. Ugh. He did that in
Elf.
Elf, yeah.
He put all that stuff together.
Mixed it with his hands and put it in Ziploc bags. I made you lunch! Thanks. Occam wants to know if we ever watched Twin Peaks.
Mm-mm.
I didn't really care for it. I barely remember it. Oh, Robert didn't like Festus.
We're not on the Festus years yet.
Festus was a professional singer.
Oh, was he?
He could sing country songs. And he would come out and do it as Festus.
Oh, wow.
He would do it in character as Festus. Glaive says, I discovered Columbo through those 90s TV movies. Those were great. Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
But, keep in mind, it's 13 seasons or something?
Yeah.
It can wear you out after a little bit.
Johnny Cash episode was good. I felt bad for Johnny Cash. Because he was getting used up.
And there was a couple of episodes where he really liked the person, and Johnny Cash was one of them.
Yeah. And the wine guy. He liked the wine guy.
Oh, who was that?
I can't. Oh, was it Donald Pleasance?
It was Donald Pleasance. You're right.
Played the wine guy.
He really liked that guy. You could tell. He almost didn't even want to. Or the writer, the old woman who was a writer.
Yeah.
And he was like, there's no chance you could let an old lady go. And he says, I wish I could, but I really can't. And she was like, if you were around when my daughter died, this wouldn't have happened. This wouldn't have happened.
Because he would have found the killer.
Yeah, he would have figured it out.
Yeah. Yeah, Columbo's fine, but you got to take him in doses. You can't watch him every week.
Toy Chic wants to know what who's your favorite detective? I guess television or movie detective of all time.
Detective? I don't know. I like Columbo, but you can't watch him every week. I like let me see. I like Columbo. Who else? I didn't watch too many detective shows. Oh, Law and Order, the season 1 with Lenny and the black guy. I can't remember. Lenny and Green. I used to like Lenny. I thought he was funny. And on Law and Order, Criminal Intent, the guy that plays Wilson Fisk, he was I can't remember what his name was on it. It was Bobby something. He was good. He was an intense actor, and he was a good detective on there. And he would just go crazy and nuts, almost kind of like Columbo. And the lady would keep him wheeled in because he'd just go crazy, but she would keep him kind of calm and kind of reeled in because he would just go crazy. But he played a very intense character, and somehow they worked it in that he had I think he developed bipolar or schizophrenia, and that's what was driving him to act the way he did.
The Melvor says never watched Twin Peaks, but have been thinking of checking it out. I barely remember it.
I remember it being on, but I know I never saw it.
Thanks for joining us, the Melvor. I don't think I've seen your name on here before.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't think I ever saw it, but then I saw like that Funko Pop, and the person was wrapped up in the in a piece of plastic, and I, because I always thought it was like a drama, like something similar to Dallas or something, but then somebody else said it was kind of like a horror type show.
You know who my favorite would be?
Who?
Cadfael.
Cadfael was good. I like that show. I want to watch it again.
Cadfael was a really good, really it's BBC production, and it's not it's only like a season. It's not that many episodes, but man, that was really, really well executed. He's a monk in like the 1500s or something like that, and he solves murders, crimes, and there's the monks. Some of the monks, there's like a split faction in the monastery. They hate him, because the abbot loves him, because the abbot knows how he is, and he lets him have free reign. He was like, okay, we're just gonna let Brother Cadfael look into it, and the sheriff lets him off the hook and lets him do whatever he does. But it's really well acted, really well portrayed, and it's an interest, seeing it in that time period and everything is interesting.
And the thing that make it good too, because he's a monk, and of course they take a vow of celibacy, but then you find out he got kids.
He wasn't a monk, or he started off as a soldier. He was a soldier, and he got into
during the Crusades, and because of that, when he deal with people, he deals with them differently because he had a life before.
So he actually understands. He wasn't like. He wasn't left on the doorstep when he was like 6, like most of them. And they kind of sheltered. So it's really interesting. Cadfael, I recommend it.
Actually. I found that DVD set at like a Goodwill or something, and we just started watching it. And the first episode,
I remembered the show. I had seen it before. And I was like,
did you?
And I was, because remember I told you, you're gonna like it. I thought you would like it.
Yeah, I had to warm up to that first episode. I couldn't really get into it, but then I kept going, and it was really good. I actually like it. I want to see it again, but it was really good. Yeah, Cadfael, I forgot about him.
Glaive of Cull says Spielberg had one of his first gigs directing a Columbo episode. Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Columbo dog episode, Attack the Victim.
Oh yeah. The phone ringing set him off. Remember the Dobermans?
Yeah, because it was he liked the movie Citizen Kane, so the code word was
Rosebud.
Yeah, kill that woman.
Yeah. Occam says that eBay buyer stole your Mitten Box Monster High dolls and returned his garbage to you. Those are not. Yeah, I doubt they are, but at least I finally got it worked out.
Yeah, you got your money back.
Yeah, most of it. Because I can't get the return shipping back, just the initial shipping and the initial cost. So it's something, it's most of it. So I can't complain too much. Most people don't even realize you can appeal. And, that's the thing. Display says, have you watched Luther Great Detective Show starring Idris Elba?
No,
I have not seen it.
I haven't seen it. I've seen it on, but I've never watched it. I never watched it.
Yes, Elite. I remember Spencer for Hire. It was filmed in Boston.
I remember Hunter.
It was filmed in Brighton, actually. And when he was coming in and out of the police station, it was actually the Brighton District Courthouse, because I know the building.
Okay.
I used to live in that neighborhood.
I remember Hunter.
Yeah, I remember Hunter and Dee Dee. You know what's funny is the actress who played Dee Dee looks better now than she did when she was on the show.
They're bringing back Night Court.
Oh, don't bring back Night Court.
And it's a woman.
Of course. Why not? Is she in a wheelchair?
No.
Is she a Punjab in a wheelchair with an eye patch?
No. I want to say they're trying to say it's what was his name?
Harry Anderson.
Daughter. I want to say, because I read it and it seemed like that's what I read. that somehow she's his daughter and she's over the night court. And the guy that played Dan Fielding is playing Dan. Well, he's the only one. Well, him and Richard Mall.
Richard Mall still in there?
No, I don't know if he's alive, but I was going to say him and Richard Mall are the only two still alive.
Oh, I see.
And I think Mall is alive. Markie Post. Seems like she died recently. I don't know. But yeah, they're bringing that show back. I've been seeing, trailers of clips saying that it's coming on. I used to like Night Court. Night Court was funny.
Yeah, Night Court was fun. No Ridley. We never saw the Rob Zombie monsters. I didn't see that.
I only ever saw 2 Rob Zombie. I saw Halloween and something else I saw.
Oh, somebody was saying, where am I? The thing jumped. I missed it. I think it was, I lost my place. Oh, well. If I missed it, you could say it again. No, Johnny was saying that this May will be the 40th anniversary of the movie War Games. I hope they release a special DVD set.
I never saw War Games.
If they can get all the rights nailed down, they will. That's really the thing. Oh, Pete Butler is here.
Hey, Pete.
He says, I just picked up a 1976 Fun Stuff Hulk Flying Fist to go with my Fun Stuff Spider-Man web shooter. Life is old. That's interesting.
What is that? What's Flying Fist?
It's a toy.
I know. What is it, though?
Fun Stuff. Let me see if I can find a picture of it for you.
Hunter had a great theme. Oh, you ain't got to find it because I can't see to read. So I'll look at it later.
Yeah, but I can show you a picture.
Yeah. Pete is saying that he can't watch spaghetti westerns.
Why are you taking the phone from me?
So you can read it.
Remco made that, right? Is it Remco?
Mm-hmm. You say you can't watch spaghetti westerns.
Why not? Where are you? I can't watch spaghetti westerns. They're horrible, and yes, I know they're good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, it was just bad and ugly. Well, if you don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Everybody got a right to their own opinion.
Yeah, I liked them. I like those. There are some cheaply done ones. Lee Van Cleef was in a bunch of crappy ones. And also he was in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and I think that's from some of his best work. But I like them, but yeah, it's not for everybody.
I've seen some westerns, and they hit or miss. Some of them are good. Some of them, I won't just sit down and say, "Ooh, I'm gonna watch a western today," or if it's on, just watch it. Now, if it has certain people in it, I'll give it a chance. Like Clint Eastwood, I'll watch it because I like Clint Eastwood, and I know he's usually in a good movie.
Yeah,
but
you can't pick out too many bad Clint Eastwood films. There's a handful of actors because a lot of them they have a lot of good and bad films, but Clint Eastwood and Charlton Heston, there's a handful of people that you can sit there and say, okay, I can't think of a bad film off the top of my head. Kaiser wants to know if I think Legends will ever decrease in value.
Are they going up in value?
It's plausible.
Are they going up in value? I mean, are they high on the aftermarket?
Depends.
Some of them.
Actually, I think a lot of it depends on the popularity of the Build-A-Figure.
What about the ones with no Build-A-Figure?
It depends
on the character.
Yeah, and I bet you some of them that are tough to find are army building ones. When they made I think they made AIM soldiers at one point and stuff like that. Gilgamesh says you should watch Sukiyaki Western Django. It's a Japanese cowboy movie.
No, that's too much going on.
Oh, Pete says Fun Stuff made them. I'm thinking of something else.
Oh, okay. No, that's too much going on. I don't need to see all that because then it'll be weird. And it'll have subtitles.
Japanese cowboys.
Yeah, and they have subtitles and all kinds of stuff. But they might do karate. But then they don't do Japanese karate, so no.
Yes, they do.
Do they?
Yeah, they got Japanese martial arts films.
Oh yeah. I usually watch the Chinese ones.
Lone Wolf and Cub is a great example of that. The whole series. I think it was 5 films. Lone Wolf and Cub. I don't know if all of them have been dubbed in English though. But,
and I'm not doing no subtitles.
but Lone Wolf and Cub is brilliant. The fighting sequences from Kill Bill were copied from that.
I saw Kill Bill, but I don't know what it's about.
Raccoon says Glenn Danzig made a vampire western. I haven't seen it yet. You know what's funny is that Chinese
vampire movie?
kung fu film is hilarious.
That was funny because we watch kung fu movies all the time, and we just happened to pick one up. Well, put one on, and it was a horror vampire kung fu movie, and it was crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts.
And they had all these little acrobat kids flipping around and doing all kinds of stuff. And you're like, what the heck is going on here? But you do figure it out, but you really got to watch it and pay attention at the beginning because it tells you what's going on.
Yeah.
But it's wild. I don't know the name of it. I can't remember the name of it, but it's wild. Hey, Real Talk, Real Deal.
Oh, thanks for joining us this evening.
Mm-hmm.
Pete says Two Mules for Sister Sarah is his favorite Clint Eastwood Western.
That sounds familiar. Mm-hmm. I think I saw that. I'm not sure though.
For Sister Sarah. He was in a lot of Westerns. Mm-hmm. That was his niche for a while. And he and of course he did go back to it too, because was the last one that he did Unforgiven?
I don't know.
I think it got like 8 Oscars. The movie, it was well done though. I saw it was a well done film. Ridley says they find it funny one of Charlton Heston's last roles was Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. Yeah, the Planet of the Apes. Yeah, there you go. You found a bad film that Charlton Heston was in.
Planet of the Apes was bad.
The like 90s version.
I saw the one from the 2000s where they were in like Washington D.C.
The anthropomorphic apes.
Yeah.
The CGI ones.
I thought it was good.
Gilgamesh likes Lone Wolf and Cub. Those are good films.
Oh yeah.
They're interesting. They're fun to watch. Ghost Junk wants to know what the name of the Kung Fu vampire movie was. Got to check that out. I can't remember.
I cannot remember it. It's on Tubi,
though. They have multiple titles too.
Yeah.
Some of those old.
Let me see if I can find it on.
Oh, now you want to play with your phone?
Yeah, because
take mine away.
Because you can see to read the thing. I can't.
Oh.
That's why.
K Munin says, having actually studied martial arts, I'm not a fan of how silly those movies make them look. Well, they're exaggerations.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be an exaggeration. It's their version of superhero stuff, basically. And I know what you mean because I've studied martial arts myself. And you're not, all of that stuff wouldn't even be practical in a fight if you could do it. But it's fun though. It's fun to watch. I think so. And we're
no, that's not it.
And what was it? Robert says my Mr. Rogers trolley is awesome. Yeah, I did a showcase on that some time ago.
Oh, he can see it from there?
No, I don't think it can. I don't think it's visible from here. But yeah, I've got the Ideal 1977 Ideal Mr. Rogers trolley.
Mm-hmm.
And they did the trolley 3-hand puppets, which was the King, X the Owl, and Lady Elaine Fairchild. And they also have a Neighborhood of Make-Believe playset, which is notoriously difficult to find. I've only ever seen it sold in bits and pieces. Somebody has a finger puppet from it. Somebody has a piece from it. I've never seen the whole thing together, ever. But yeah, the trolley is great. Mine still works. And it's got the puppets. It's a nice piece. It's a really nice piece. Gilgamesh says he has black belts in 4 different martial arts and lower belts in 3 others, and I love cheesy martial arts movies. Yeah, sometimes you can find martial arts belts at Goodwill that people, I'm just messing with you, Gilgamesh.
Yeah, we like watching those cheesy kung fu films.
Yeah.
Because they're just funny and they're fun to watch. They don't bother nobody. They're fun to watch. And they basically all got the same plot, but
yeah,
the fight sequences are usually pretty good.
Raw Talk says he loves the Shaw Brothers Kung Fu films. They need action figures.
The Shaw Brothers.
Pete says favorite kung fu movie from the 70s: The Kid with the Golden Arms or The Five Deadly Venoms. I remember The Five Deadly Venoms.
I think we saw that one. The Kid with the Golden Arm. I don't.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
because a lot of them, like we said, they changed the name, and you end up watching it thinking you're watching something else, and you're like, hey, I saw this already.
Gilgamesh says, was it The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires?
I'm thinking that's it. But
then and Peter Cushing's in it.
Was he in it? Okay, then this is it.
Playing Van Helsing.
Okay,
the
then
vampire
this
hunter.
Is it.
Yeah.
No, this thing didn't have no Van Helsing.
There's two. One has Peter Cushing in it. It's a kung fu movie, Chinese and everything, with Peter Cushing for some reason. And then the other one is a later film that and the vampires are more like zombies than vampires, quite frankly.
But the one that I'm talking about didn't have Peter Cushing. It had all those kids in it. You remember the kids was acrobatic kids, and they were flipping around, and it was all in the graveyard and walking on water and doing all kinds of weird things.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, but it didn't have Peter Cushing in it, though. I'm almost positive. We did see the one with Peter Cushing, though.
Yeah.
I think we saw that one on Mystery Science.
Did we?
I think so.
We might have.
Or if it wasn't them, it was Newcastle, because you remember Newcastle.
Newcastle showed
one, and it was a kung fu horror film, and they said that it's different, and it was. But I don't know. Maybe I'll find it, and then if I can remember, put it on the comment section so you can go back and see it.
Johnny Future says Clint Eastwood's first movie was a monster movie, Revenge of the Creature, Black Lagoon, from 1955. I thought his first monster film was the one with the giant spider, and it was him in the jet fighter. You couldn't even see his face because he had the air
mask on.
The air gear was on. Yeah, Robert says he thinks it was a Hammer movie with Peter Cushing.
I like Hammer films. Hammer films are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kaiser, thoughts on AI chatbots? You already know how I feel about that because I did the video about catching the bot on eBay when I was trying to, because it's supposed to be live chat or do the automated.
Hey, Fabio.
Oh, Fabio's here. Mm-hmm. The other Fabio.
Yeah, the other one.
But and I caught it. I was sure the language was wrong, and I called him out, and it didn't deny it. It did not deny it.
Vanessa said, I ain't meant to cut you. The Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy.
Yeah.
That was good.
Venus Soldier.
Oh, that's what it said? Venus Soldier. Okay. That was good. I got that. That's one of those movies you could just watch like anytime. It's a good film. Like Coming to America. It's like that. It's cheesy, it's goofy, but you can watch it over and over again. And even though it's dated, you can still watch it. Bruce Leroy and Show Enough.
DeQuamelon says, hi, I'm fussing with Mondo He-Man. Where's the weak point? So I am careful. The connector peg looks big and thick. What is the inside that cannot be fixed? You said if it does break. It's that ball joint on the inside, or whatever that connector is. You're talking about the 40th anniversary one. The end of it snapped off, so it can't be reconnected. That's what's wrong with it.
Yeah, so be careful. Don't be manhandling it and everything. Just open it up, look at it, and set it over there and walk away.
Ghost Jug says, I'm a big fan of Jackie Chan's old movies like Rumble in the Bronx, Wheels on Meals, Forever Dragons, Police Story. Yeah, solid martial art fix.
I like his 70s stuff.
Ong Bak and the Protector is fantastic.
Not Jet Li. Tony Jaa is good. I like
Tony Jaa is great in that.
Yeah.
The funny thing too with the Wheels on Meals too is the that fight scene with the one guy in the dining room. They couldn't choreograph that because the guy was too fast, and Jackie was like, just spar, just go for it. And that's how they did the scene, because you see how quick that guy is. That guy's punches are lightning fast. Ghost Junk wants to check out the The Last Dragon and Seven Golden Vampires. Last Dragon is fun. It's a fun movie.
It's one of those must see movies in your lifetime. It's a fun movie to watch. And the Seven Dragons, I don't know what that one is. I've probably seen it. Really good to see you again. Hey, Fabio.
Yeah, with Raw Talk, Five Deadly Venoms, Kid with the Golden Arms, Master Killer, Crippled Avengers, Shaw Brothers Studios. Okay. Is Crippled Avengers the one the guy has no arms and the other guy has no legs? Is that the one?
You keep talking about that.
That's weird, especially when the guy uses his stump to swing around he's got a bow staff and he's got like this little like lump and he has the staff in there and he's tearing it around. He's really doing it. And it's like, holy crap. Oh, Patrick Peluso is here.
Hey, Patrick. Edwin, just watch. What?
Just watched the last trailer for Picard 3. Looks good, but was disappointed in season 1 and 2. Well, guess what? Season 3 probably won't be that great either.
I don't know.
Oh, Johnny says Tarantula was Clint Eastwood's 4th movie that same year. Oh, okay. I know he was in the jet pilot and you couldn't even see his face.
Shalom use.
Says, sorry I'm late to the party, wasn't aware. We weren't sure either because we didn't know if we were going to have time for it.
Yeah, we didn't post it.
We just kind of did it spontaneously. Yeah, Pete says Last Dragons is probably his favorite cult classic.
Yeah, it's a few cult classics. What's yours?
Oh, jeez.
On the spot. David can't do on the spot.
Oh, yeah?
Let me check my thing.
Yeah, check your thing.
Go ahead.
But yeah, there's a handful of cult classics like what is the name of that film? Blade Runner.
Is Blade Runner considered a cult classic?
Yeah, because it didn't do good at first.
Oh, okay.
But it was a cult classic. Colossus.
Yeah, that's the one with
the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colossus is really good.
The guy that played Victor Newman.
Yeah. One that I really like that I think deserves a second chance is The Black Hole.
We saw The Black Hole.
Yeah.
Halloween is considered a cult classic because it didn't do well.
Yeah, the first one is the best one.
Well, I think 1 and 2 were made together.
Oh, Mark Franco is here.
Hey, Mark. I think they were made together as one continuous film.
That was supposed to be the end of it.
Yeah,
it was with the second film.
Yeah,
but They Live is a great one.
They Live is a good one.
They Live is fantastic.
Yeah,
really well. Roddy Piper's best film.
Yeah, that one was good. And like we said, The Last Dragon was a good one. I think. I don't know if it would be considered because it never really picked up.
Yeah.
It's like one of them blaxploitation films, but it was actually pretty good.
Yeah. Raw Talk says it's a different one. It's the one-armed sword. I know the one with the one-armed swordsman. Everybody was missing an arm in that film, but the one I'm talking about, the guy literally had no arms. He had legs only. And there was another guy who he had legs, but they were like useless. They were like this thick, but it was really his legs. It was creepy, but so he fought just with the upper body.
You say it, but I never saw that.
You never saw that one. I don't know if you could watch it because you sure couldn't sit through.
God, yeah, the one
Freaks.
with them circus. She
couldn't watch Freaks. It creeped her out.
Yeah, I couldn't do all that. And that's weird because I can work with people that are deformed and disabled, but to watch it on TV, I can't do all that. But I can work with y'all.
Stone Sour wants to know what your favorite obtainable comic grail is.
I got mine. That Batman 227. That's all I wanted, and I got it.
You don't have anything else lined up? Oh.
I mean, I like comics, but I'm not like big and deep in the comics like some people.
Oh yeah.
I don't have like a long laundry list like of stuff that I have to have. It's comics out there that I want. Like I want to complete my Phantom Stranger. None of that's like holy. One that I guess because it's expensive might be a grail is Strange Adventures 205, the first appearance of Deadman. I do want that.
Yeah.
And that is obtainable. It costs more than I want it to be, but I don't have like a lot of deep aspirations when it comes to comics. I buy them
Yeah.
cheap, and I'm happy just to own it.
One I keep looking for is the is the first appearance of Brother Voodoo.
We saw that at the last show we was at.
You wanted too much.
Oh, did it?
It was unrealistic.
One.
Yeah, I've got the second appearance. I don't have the first appearance.
Mm-hmm. That is starting to go up.
Yeah, it is, because people keep specking on it and it's not going anywhere. I don't know why they I hate the whole speculation game anyway.
That's what kind of turns me off with comics, is how, and you see it in toys, but for some reason in toys I think it's a little bit slower. But in comics, all you got to kind of do is breathe that something's coming out, and then the prices go up, and people make all these videos. Especially if you one of them big wigs with 1 million subscribers, all you have to do is get on your channel with 4 or 5 of your big wig friends and start talking about a character, and that book will go up, even if it's no speculation on it. And I think that's wrong.
And then people jump on it, and then it bottoms out anyway. It goes back to a normal price, and then so you've lost money.
Yeah, but then those big wig people, they got 5 or 6 that they want to sell. So they talk about it for a month, they hype it up for a month, even though it's no speculation. Nobody said they're gonna make a movie, nobody said they're gonna make a TV show, but because these people say 5 books you should buy now, and it's on the top, it's number 1, people go out and buy it, the price goes up. And I think that's wrong. I don't think you should do that. You're messing up the community.
Well, you're exploiting
the people you say that you're out there for, and I think it's wrong.
Ghost Junk says the Warriors are great. Yeah, the Warriors.
The Warriors was a good
and
movie.
The Thing, the second Thing, because the first one was like from the 50s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Alien, I think, was a cult film.
Who?
Aliens. It wasn't.
Oh, Alien, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would count, because it's completely, it's a horror film. It's completely different from the second one. The second one's like an action film.
Yeah.
Let me see. DeQuamelon says the further we move away from Gene Roddenberry's death, the less it becomes like Star Trek. How can that be fixed? George Lucas is still alive, but ever since he sold it seems second rate. Baby Yoda. Yeah, well, and all they did, by the way, the person who worked on that is the same person who worked on Gizmo. And shave Gizmo, and what do you have? Baby Yoda. Just throwing it out there. But
once you sell your license, you gave it away. You can do whatever you want to do with it. The buyer can do whatever they want to do with it.
That's the sad part.
They sold it. So yeah, Lucas is still alive. Yeah. But he doesn't have the right to it anymore. No. He don't have no say. Or you can't do that to my films.
Oh well.
Yeah, I can, because you sold it.
Yeah. I forget how much. It was a lot of money, but still.
I mean, did he need the money that he needed to sell it to where it's getting ruined?
He didn't need to sell anything.
Seemed like he would have made more money if he kept it and just kept going with it. Even if he didn't keep going with it, at least he wouldn't see its ruin. Let his kids sell it.
If he even cares. Yeah, who knows?
Because a lot of people don't care.
Some people don't. He had a lot of passion for it when it was first put out, and that's why it's so good.
And didn't he do Indiana Jones too?
No, that was
somebody else. Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg, yeah.
But he's just a director, though. Or did he write it?
I don't think he wrote it. I don't think either of them wrote either of those. But Raw Talk is saying Crippled Avengers is the one with the one guy has no legs, one guy's blind, and one was mute and deaf.
We saw that. Yeah, we saw that. Mm-hmm.
We did see that.
That one was funny.
And the Glaive of Krull says, Krull says, I'm sure you can guess my favorite cult movie. Yeah.
What?
Krull.
Krull.
Yeah.
Did I see that?
Yeah.
What is it about?
is the mountain disappears and reappears on different parts of the planet, and they have to get to the mountain to kill the demon that lives in it.
I don't know, but
And
we saw the blob. The blob and the stuff, I think, is
Oh yeah, the stuff is good. The second blob, the first blob's kind of goofy, but the second one is really good.
Mm-hmm. What's the one that has Steve McQueen in it? Like he was 16 and he was really 50.
That's the original blob.
Yeah.
Johnny wants to know about the kitty. He's
What
doing
kitty?
better. Hobo.
Oh, Hobo with no teeth.
He's doing better. Mm-hmm. He's doing a lot better.
You're doing fine.
Kaiser wants to know, if I was a Hollywood executive, how would you fix things? Actually listen to the fans. Find writers who actually know about or even like the source material.
Quit putting political agendas in every movie.
Yeah, back off
or
of that,
TV
please.
show. You know, some movies or TV show are political based, okay, but not every single one. You don't have to make it that way.
I remember Ice Pirates. The movie's goofy.
I didn't Ice never Pirates. Saw that.
Yeah, they're talking about Ice Pirates there. Gilgamesh says he picked up the Diamond Select Vincent and Bob and Maximilian figures from the Black Hole a couple of weeks ago. Great figures.
Mm.
The original ones are expensive as hell. The 12-inch or 12.5-inch ones from Mego you can get pretty cheap, although it's hard to find them in decent condition because they get that graying, they get that zombie skin.
Yeah.
The 3 3/4-inch from that series can get really expensive. They can get real expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a good film. It's just a reimagined telling of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Oh, Black Hole, except for it was in space.
It was in space, but it's the same concept as 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That was the source material for it.
Yeah.
Raw says he likes Return of the Living Dead, and
I saw
The Howling and Storm of the Century.
Storm of the Century was really
well, that's a miniseries.
Yeah, that's a miniseries. But it was good though.
Yeah,
I like that guy. I don't know what he would be called, but
he's a warlock.
Yeah. But the that lady at the end, she got on my nerves because she couldn't wait to throw her kid under the bus.
Oh, she was sure it wasn't going to be hers.
Mm-hmm. And then when it was, and the husband told her, just don't do nothing. Nobody participate. No, we're going to participate. I'm going to throw my kid under the bus.
Yeah, it won't be mine.
Mm-hmm. And then she was like, no, you can't do this.
And the only reason anybody cooperated was because they were intimidated.
Yeah.
They were intimidated by the guy because he knew everything. They couldn't hide nothing from him. Yeah. It's like, so? And? So he knows everything. Big deal.
Yeah.
But that was it. Tron. Yeah, the original Tron.
I didn't see Tron.
The first one was incredible.
That's incredible. You remember that show?
I remember that show. That's incredible. What are you watching all these auctions?
Who?
You. I got a couple too.
Are they about to close out?
Yeah, but I'm not going to win any of them. And it's a shame. I wish I could afford it right now. It's some golden age stuff.
If you won the lottery, what would you buy?
In regards to what? Like
stuff.
Oh, a house.
You buy a house.
Raw Talk says Lenosha was his name.
Who's Lenosha? Oh, that's the guy name on
the name of the warlock.
Oh, really? I don't remember. I remember the show though, but it was a pretty good show. I like the concept of it. I thought it was pretty good. Stephen King does good in his books. The adaptation doesn't always do well.
Not always. It depends.
But Storm of the Century was made to be a TV show.
Yeah, it's not based on a film. I mean, it's not based on a book, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was made to be. All the others, I've read the majority of his books that were turned into film, and it didn't translate as well. I mean, they were good, but they didn't translate as well as the book.
Yeah, Glaive says, didn't they sell to Disney, but also gave him all the outlines for the remaining sequel, and Disney threw the notes away? Yeah, pretty much. That's what I heard. That they just did. They're going to do our own thing. Yeah. We own it now. Screw you.
Yeah. But that's a shame because that's your whole life's work going up in smoke. And it's like different when you die and your kids sell it because again, you don't see it burn to the ground, but you're still alive and they're tearing it to shreds in front of your face. And it's like, oh, how do you feel about that? And then they made that Lucas statue in Chicago. You remember before we left?
Uh-huh.
They did that. Mm-hmm. What's Toy Sheep saying?
Where?
Yeah.
Oh, I love the new Tron they made. Soundtrack is amazing.
Oh, they redid Tron?
You like the set? Yeah, there was a sequel to the original Tron. At least they tried to pick up where they left off.
Mm-hmm.
I still think the first one was better, though.
Oh, okay.
And they used that luminescence suits. That's what it was from somebody had mentioned Automan there. And it's like, yeah, that's the same type of thing they used with Automan, where it's not painted on, it's actually in the suit, so that when light's shown on it,
Mm-hmm.
it has like this reflection that comes off of it that looks like neon.
Yeah.
I don't have any of the WrestleManias on DVD unless they're on one of her box sets.
I only have 2 box sets.
Undertaker and
Macho Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the only 2. But I don't have any. I like watching just the clips from them.
Automan had an action figure.
Yeah, it did.
One single action figure Automan. Those Tron figures are hard to find too. See, those are all #1 issues, all Golden Age.
Robert bought Hogan Andre the Giant WrestleMania VHS.
Oh, WrestleMania 3, right? See, Automan.
Oh yeah, you got the Automan.
I have Automan.
See if he can find it for you.
It's a rare figure.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Because the show got canceled, so they canceled the figures. See?
And they got a vehicle and everything and a watch?
That's the original Automan action figure. And you see on the back,
there's a lot going on.
Alchemist Toys. They had models for 4 figures. This car, a costume. It's like a Halloween costume. None of it ever got produced. Just this. And it ended up in like dollar stores in Europe because the show was canceled.
Did they ever make figures for Starman? You remember Starman?
I don't believe so.
But you remember the show? Starman?
Yes.
With the little ball and the boy?
Yeah, finding this on the card is pulling teeth. It's a very, very difficult figure to get.
And David has it.
I have one. I'm fortunate enough to have one. It was Alchemist Toys.
Alchemist Toys
made that. But if you look up Automan action figure, you can probably find it. No, I don't think they made Manimal. There's no such thing as a Manimal figure, unfortunately. God, that is driving me nuts.
What is?
These Golden Age.
Why are you watching it if you ain't gonna get it?
Curious. That's what you do.
No, you don't.
You sit there and it's not in the budget. I know it looks like we have an unlimited budget because you look back here and you're like, wow, look at all that stuff. We really don't. It's a lot of deals, a lot of hustle, trading, and years and years of tough love,
breaking necks and cashing checks.
Yeah. Is that it? Who breaks the necks and who cashes the checks?
You break the neck, I cash the check.
Oh, come on. Yeah, it's a lot of work to do this. It's not like we just have a lot of cash. And I know we go to a lot of shows and we film the shows to show to people and we find some good deals, but it's not like I go in there with like these fat stacks and I'm like, yes, just buy all this. I wish.
I know.
I wish it was that easy. So
what?
So buttons. Anyways, it's what, 2 hours and 15 minutes in. What is it? I hate when you're watching an eBay auction and people start bidding on it with 4 days left. Why do they just want to run up the price? No, you got to wait till there's 4 seconds left.
That's when I bid.
That's when you bid. You bid when there's 4 seconds left, and then you have a better chance.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't understand why people bid on day 5 and 6. It's like, why don't you wait? I know. I'm not the seller. The seller wants you to bid, and make it go all the way up. But I wait until the last second. And then if it get past a certain price, I stop watching the auction. I'm not like David. He'll watch it knowing he's not gonna buy nothing.
I'm just curious sometimes to see how things are gonna turn out.
I guess.
Who is it? Came Union says they want to be able to display their collection like we do.
Yeah, you can if you get the proper shelving.
Yeah, these are slat walls.
Yeah,
that we have back here. We've talked about that before.
We did a video on that, I think. But yeah, you get this slat walls, and we got them from some of them on Craigslist, and you just cut it down the size. And there's a place out here that sells store displays, and then they sell the slat walls that are damaged. We buy them, paint them, and put them up. And you can display your stuff like that. Businesses that are going out of sale, businesses that are going out, that are closing their doors, they sell them.
Yeah.
All of the fixtures, we buy the fixtures, and they sell them pretty cheap. Sometimes, depending on the store, they're selling cheap. Some of them want to get full price.
Yeah.
Seem like, but Craigslist is where we get the majority of it.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the few things you can get off Craigslist without driving yourself absolutely nuts.
Yeah. Store displays.
Yeah, store displays. And you can get them pretty cheap, and these work great. No, I do not have the MacGyver figure. That was sold in Argentina, wasn't it?
Oh, they had a MacGyver
action figure.
MacGyver, and what about Fall Guy?
The Fall Guy was Tonka. Tonka, I think, made a Fall Guy action figures. And he had they made one. It was sets. One came with the truck, and there was another one with like a crop duster style plane. But Tonka, like 1982 or 81 or something like that.
I know that I think it was Ertl or somebody like that made the truck.
Yeah,
made the die-cast truck. I know that.
I want to say it was in my when I did my Sears wish list catalog tour a couple years ago. I did the showcase of a Sears wish list catalog on the channel.
I miss those wish list books, and they're starting.
Like that thick.
Yeah, they're starting to try and come back because the last couple of years, stores have been sending those.
Yeah.
The wish book, or whatever you call it. I remember those when I was a kid, and going through it over and over like 100 times and writing out a list of what you wanted.
Yeah.
Knowing you probably wasn't going to get one thing on that list, but you look through that book, and I remember when you got it again, and I could remember as a kid going through the books, and that feeling came back of going through the books and writing out the stuff. And they're trying to capture that again. I know Amazon does it. Seemed like Target sent one this year.
Yeah.
Somebody else, I think it was Walmart.
Yeah.
Sent one out. And Amazon one is actually getting bigger better and bigger, because the first year it was all like those little baby toys, but now they got like nicer things in there, more collectible items. And it's trying to recapture that because they know the type of people that want it. Are people that's our age.
Mark Franco wants to know what we think of the boss fight figures. They look all right, but we've never handled any. So, I can't say one way or the other because I've never put my hands on one. K Mutant says, thanks for the advice. There's some nice import figures I'd love to properly display someday. And these are also the slat walls right here. This is like a center display slat wall. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
And you can put these, see, it just comes right out. You can put the hooks in them. There's shelves.
Yeah.
that you can put on them. They're all like that. See, it's a transparent shelf.
This we actually got from I think Shoe Show or Shoe City or something like that.
Yeah.
One of those shoe stores were going out of business.
Goes right in there.
And this is where they used to put all of like the socks and jewelry. They were selling this. They practically gave that stuff away. And the lady gave us like a ton of these.
Yeah. Because they didn't want them.
Yeah. So this fits on there.
And they make all kinds of different sizes. They got them so that they're slanted. There's
wider
hooks for shelves, like back here. That's a full-size shelf that's hooked into the same slat wall system.
Yeah.
And so it's a full-on shelf. It's completely modular. You can move it up and down and reshape it however you want. And they have different colors for this too, because they had them. They were wood grain, black. They had mirrored ones.
Yeah, and you can paint them. When we got ours, they were already white, and we left it that way because we were getting them, like I told you, from Craigslist. I got a bunch of them off of Craigslist. Is a store around here that only sells store displays, and there they had them in different colors, and the wood grain and the mirrored. But we just got the white ones, and they sold some that were damaged, and we just cleaned them off and spray painted the parts that were kind of damaged white so they'll match everything, and did it that way. They just screw in like sheetrock.
Yeah,
you just screw them into the wall, and they're pretty good.
Make sure you put these into the studs though.
Yeah, but we did a full-on video. If you go back through the archives of the videos, you will see it when he was putting it up, and we show the various shelves, and you'll get a good thing.
Good idea.
Oh, Johnny gotta go.
Johnny Future's gotta go. We probably gotta go too.
Yeah.
Actually, because this was impromptu.
Yeah.
But hey everybody, thanks for joining us this evening. We weren't sure if anybody was going to show up because we didn't announce it like we normally do, but we got some things that we got to be quiet. We got some things that we got to take care of.
Yeah, but thank everybody for showing up and just hanging out with us and talking and chatting and doing all that. We always have a great time, so we thank you all.
Yeah. Wish products. What do you mean wish products? What? Robert says, do you have any wish products?
Yeah, things that we wishing for, probably. Got a lot of that.
Oh, K Unit says, thanks for the help. One of the main reasons I watched the channel. Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
We appreciate it. We try to, keep it lighthearted.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the nostalgia and talk about the collecting. Just have a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll go ahead and sign off. Mm-hmm. Thanks everybody for joining us. I hope you have a good evening, and we'll try to do this again sometime soon.